Over a year ago, me and my friends sat down and read some of the worst and most iconic creepypastas we could find. Today, we did it again, except we found a much wider variety and discovered some hidden gems. Some of what we read was terrible, some of it was interesting, some of it actually good. Regardless, it was an incredibly fun time, so join me, Daggz, Pastra, and newcomer Micaiah as we read even more terrible creepypastas. Also, this little Jeff keychain is now available on my website. They'll be shipping sometime in April or May, and unlike most of my other pre-orders, have a limited stock. So get him while you can, as he likely won't be restocked for a while. Enjoy the video. Are you still on about Kaufmo?
Yeah, we were.
You don't know him, bro!
Kaufmo? No, that's my guy.
That's my guy.
Different.
Thank you Voided Plaguebird for the 5. Hey everyone, no requests, just a pronoun check. Okay, Austin uses he, they, right? Right? Right, Daggz? Right?
It's
okay, well, I don't know.
Wait, hello?
Austin, what are your pronouns?
Sonic.
No, okay. The Archivist of Horror, thank you for the 5. What are some of your favorite creepypastas?
I like the one where SpongeBob dies.
Well,
okay.
I like
all of them.
The creepypasta where we kill Micaiah and then sell his organs.
whoa.
Okay.
I didn't agree to this one.
My favorite creepypasta is actually Slenderman. Slenderman and the Backrooms. But I do like Tiki Toby for, like, the funniness of it. I was saying this to Austin, but I was like, that is the most me fucking creepypasta ever. The misunderstood guy who has ticks and worships Slenderman. That's me, bro. Dozen Gauge 6634. Thank you for the 15. Can you guys talk about dog eating cereal with a spoon? Is that like an actual thing? We'll check that in a second. Thank you so much for the 15. If you could find Scary Poppy Playtime creepypasta, ooh scary, that'd be cool. The hyperfixation is killing me. Dude, we'll get on it, don't worry.
That sounds really funny.
Oh, thank you so much for the 20. Deku Loves Hair, great username. I know it's not technically creepypasta, but I'd love it if you guys talked about Marble Hornets and or Everyman Hybrid. Oh god, Marble Hornets. I feel like Marble Hornets has like somehow managed to become a creepy, like Masky and Hoodie are just like, they count.
So, okay, I put them in the same bin as Kate the Chaser, where they're creepypasta adjacent.
They are characters that came from like a creepypasta associated series, but I do not consider Marble Hornets itself like that. That is a found footage series.
Yeah, it's not a creepypasta, but if there was like a CU, like the Creepypasta Cinematic, the Creepypasta Extended Universe, they're like in it. Yeah,
I used to really like the Slenderman proxies because they reminded me of Jeff the Killer.
They reminded me of me. I was always like, if Slenderman was real, I'd be a Slenderman proxy.
Wait, 3/4 of the people in the call were super proxies. Austin, you're the only one that's not.
Austin, you gotta make a Sonic.exe OC that's a super proxy.
I have more powers. Well, I know that Slenderman, like, in a lot of Sonic.exe, like, fanon mythos before the lore was more refined, a lot of people interpreted Sonic.exe's entity as just a version of Zalgo, and Zalgo is, like, Slenderman's arch nemesis.
Oh, shit!
They're having a big battle!
I didn't know that he had an arch nemesis.
Wrote them as having beef.
I think Slenderman's arch nemesis is Sony.
Big thing. Slenderman and Zalgo, like, have crazy beef in creepypasta fanon.
That's
Dude,
really fun.
I love, like, fan-created fanon so much because one person can just show up and decide my OC is arch nemesis is with fucking Slenderman, and everyone else is like, you're right.
You know, that is like the thing I love about fucking like creepypasta fandom culture is that because like all of it is effectively like fan fiction and OC writing, it's literally like it's a bunch of people just going, no, I think your OC would do this, and everyone just goes, yeah, I like that better. That's canon now.
Creepypasta, but the main character is Hunk from Resident Evil. Why are you trying to Daggz fan service right now?
That would be like a 2-sentence creepypasta because he just killed the thread immediately. 2-hour-long
Where's
series.
the dog
I don't think you
spoon
just react
one?
to it. I do have that one pulled up. It's a Reddit creepypasta. So
Ooh.
this one's like really short.
Oh,
and
okay.
it's
Is it a
really
no-sleep
niche
story?
too. No, it's on r/creepypasta.
Hopefully this
Should we
is
put-
what you're looking for. Okay,
I don't-
dog
I
eating
don't-
cereal with spoon.
I don't have the stream open. Do you
Oh, wait,
have
yeah.
like
I'm
music
gonna-
playing or anything? You should pull up like the Scare Theater playlist.
The thing is, like, I'm worried to do music because then when we do the VOD, then the music is, you can't add the music in post.
Okay, that's fair.
Someone can just like sing it. You want to sing it, Daggz?
Okay.
Dog eating cereal. I'll read this
I
first
know that one.
because we just started. Dog eating cereal with spoon. Like 3 years ago, my cousin and my uncle invited me and my dad to the local stadium to watch a football game because family tradition or something. The plan was dad and I would pick them up in the car. When we got to their house, my cousin says we have to take his 6-year-old brother because the babysitter canceled last moment. We took the kid and sneak him into the stadium. If anything, we could buy a resale. So the game ended, our dumbass team lost, but anyway, we were heading back to Uncle's home, and once there, both my cousins leave the car running straight to the bathroom. But my uncle stays at the car, talking to me and dad. And then we hear man screams like someone was getting fucking tortured, so we run through the house straight. I was ready to beat some robber or whatever. This guy's ready to beat some robber. We get into the living room and my cousin is all disheveled, with a red face doing these disturbing gestures and yelling like the Conjuring movie. Little cousin hiding under the living room's table. We thought older cousin was convulsing, so we shove a cloth in his mouth. Swear to God, my uncle was desperate and almost crying. He tried to talk to my cousin, but he couldn't hear us or just ignored us. Then we tied him with ropes from the garage while he kept screaming and contorting, but he calmed after a while and started to cry quietly. We still tried to talk to him, but he seemed to not understand. Younger cousin was still crying, but more calm, so we asked him what happened, and he said that when they entered the house, they saw the dog eating cereal with a spoon. Man, if you just saw my cousin getting all crazy again, so fuck it, we called an ambulance, because we didn't even know what to do. After that, they took him to a clinic, and short story, they told us he got a permanent loose screw. A permanent loose screw. Okay. We thought my younger cousin was overwhelmed with everything, so he probably wasn't expressing right, but after a few days, when things eased up, we asked him again, but he kept saying the same thing when they entered the house. They saw the dog eating cereal with a spoon. My aunt would get hysterical since she didn't understand what the fuck he meant till the kid got desperate and did a drawing of what they saw when they entered the house. The family's fucking dog sitting on a chair in the dining room eating a bowl of cereal using a spoon. Aunt got even crazier with that drawing since they had not seen their dog after my older cousin went away. And that was it. My little cousin has to go to therapy every week and the dog never appeared. Okay.
I do like the formatting of this story because it does sound like this was posted by somebody on like a forum and not an actual story. This is like a very textbook definition creepypasta, I think, because of how short it is. This does just seem like something that you would just copy and paste somewhere to like spook people.
Yeah, it does feel very traditional.
Very old school, and I kind of appreciate that.
Did the kid make that drawing? Because isn't he like 6?
I do also like that there was an image attached to it. That's cool. I didn't hear the first half because I was going lightheaded from not breathing while I was doing this sweet dreams.
Yeah?
So, like, why?
Because I was told to!
You didn't need to keep going.
I only stopped because chat was begging me.
Damn.
Somebody did ask to do Epic Mickey 0, however, so I think that we should get to that one first.
Is it like really short?
Oh, I think I actually know this one. This is where I get a lot of my very funny creepypastas. It's a channel, Hoodoo Hoodlum's Revenge, used to do these top 10 worst character creepypasta readings, and I like bringing these to a new audience because these are some absolute fucking gems that are in here. Found a archived snippet of it that was narrated by Phantom Strider, who apparently was collabing in this video, which is pretty funny. I could be the one to read it. Are you guys ready?
Yeah.
This is gonna
I'm ready.
Me and my friend were die-hard fans of Epic Mickey. We heard 2 is coming, but one day the game caused my nightmares to come true, and my friends too. It was 2 p.m. I was looking in eBay. To buy a new game. I found an Epic Mickey game, and I clicked on it. It was called Epic Mickey 0. The description said, "Take it away or he will kill me! The game is cursed to take it!" I was creeped out. I asked myself, who's he? I bought the game, and the description said, "Thank you. Destroy it and never play it." I was like, the fuck? I clicked refresh and it 404'd on me. After a few weeks, the box came in, poorly written, to and from words. I opened the box and the cover was pretty creepy. There was Mickey's hands holding a knife, and Toon's corpse were hung on the upper part of the cover, and there was a black background with a red text that said Mickey in blood text and red color in blood text. I opened the case, and the disc was blank and marked Mickey. I invited my friend over to see this. He came and looked at the manual, and he looked at it and puked at the picture of Mickey eating Oswald's guts. I think that's a bit of an overreaction. We forgot the picture and popped the game in. I feel like that picture is like pretty important to the context. I love creepypastas, oh my god. The Wii loaded up and I pressed A on the game section and it was black and red discs. No music or sound. The screen slowly faded into a spiral with blood red on it. I quickly started the game, feeling creeped out. The game's warning is black and take me to the logo of Disney, with blood dripping down from the words and red flash to me and company's name, Shizzable Table. One of the weirdest name for a company. There was the message in Shizzable that said, mean death. It was very fast. The blackness take me to the title screen with only 2 sentence Mickey and press plus to play. I press plus and it take me to the save menu, then the save menu. Only one save. Play with Mickey Mouse. The date was just all 6. I made a new save and the game went black and red statique came from the take me to the menu again. I picked the save to make my problems go away. The time was 9 p.m. A lot of time has passed just fidgeting with the main menu. We started this at 2 p.m. I watched the cutscene with my friend, and there was Mickey on stage with 1 million people there.
Whoa, wow.
He did his act in the House of Mouse, and everybody booed at him with hyper-realistic eyes that were red. His friends blood at him, and his brother and everybody from Disney booed at him and left. Mickey headed home on foot, walking endlessly, and made it to him. Pluto was nowhere to be seen. Mickey was crying in his room. After he cried for 2 minutes, he got a rifle and shot himself, and the screen went black and fades back to his corpse bleeding, and his soul left his body. And he did the same thing he did in the first one. He saw Yen have a paintbrush with some tall guy with tentacles and a fedora to hide his face while wearing a suit. Yen Sid dip his brush into the thinner and thinned out the wasteland. It was very shocking. We heard someone talking. We turned the volume up, and the narration sounds more demonic than meets the eye. We never understand what he was saying. Yen Sid looked at the tall guy, and the tentacle went out and to push him down like normal. He killed Yen Sid by stealing his soul. Mickey hide and the guy vanish. There was a message on the corner said, Yen Sid is done with his life by the Mind Man. I thought it was Slender Man. What a shitty name for a Slender Man related character. Mickey came up to work and found knife in the drawer and cut the wasteland into pieces like Tetris. Mind Man was standing behind him and showed his face. He had no eyeballs and with a flesh-eating smile with his eye bleeding. He looked like a Roblox in a Family Guy body.
He looked like a Roblox.
What? He looked like a Roblox?
He looked like a Roblox in a Family Guy body with his head Robloxian and brought out his tentacles and choked Mickey and jumped into the wasteland and brought Mickey Mouse down with a no paintbrush. That's what the sentence says, Zach.
Of course, my bad. No, that's on me, really.
With his head Robloxian.
His head Robloxian Family Guy. Okay, pay attention.
No, I'm sorry. No, you're right. That's my bad. I'll do better next time.
The sky was blood red, and Mind Man Mickey let go. There was the Mind Men. There was Ortizna, Bugs Bunny, and Darkwing Duck with their eyes gone and bleeding with a blood-eating grin. The game went static with blood red colors. The game was black and faded, a torture chamber with no dialogue or a small scene. I go upstairs in the game and made it to a room with 3 doors to choose. I picked door 1, and the noise went loud static noise, and all of his friends were hung and cutting up. Mickey called their names and cried on his knees. The mind men came and to lock the door and taken to the screen went static and taken back to a room again with his health bar bleeding. The ink on him was blood. I entered door 2. The room was pitch black, and he walked by himself to spikes, and his body crashed into the spikes once again. This happened the first time? Static came to take me and back to the room again with 3 doors. I picked the middle door. It got taken into a whole new screen. There was the It's a Small World clock with a killer face with blood red color on his face. His hands were tentacles. I killed it, and it exploded into bloods and guts. The screen was a broken CCTV, like No Time and the bottom. I was taken to a level in Main Street where their bodies lying down like they're dead. There's no enemies. The mind men were standing there with the lavender town music reversed. There was a blood curling screaming. I tried to shut off the game. The Wii won't let me. I played the game for like hours and hours. I handed the controller to my friend to play, happy that he's still here supporting him. He played for like 10 hours. He saw a cutscene with Mickey killing Felix and eating his head, and Kitty commits suicide by dropping dead on the floor. Mickey eat her head too. We were grossed out and never get this scene out of our head. We still played for like 9 hours. It was morning and still playing. We got to the last scene, a dark ending with a very scary ending. Oswald fight Mickey and Mindman toke Oswald and hung him like he is dead. Mickey ran from Mindman. Darkwing Duck was standing in front of him. He said, "You can't hide. You can't run. You can't survive, Mindman," in a scrabbled voice. The screen went haywire. We throw the Wii out the window and ripped out the cords and throw them with the Wii. We smashed the Wii and the disc to destroy it. The nightmare on me started playing the game again in a pitch black room. The mind men came out and took me and ripped my lungs and my gibs out. I woke up and never played Epic Mickey 2 for years. We wish we never bought that game in the first place.
This game was longer than the Resident Evil 3 remake.
I think what gets me about like troll pasta stories like this, first of all, is I struggle to tell between whether this is satire or like, you know, a kid writing this. But I love like specific stories like this where it's like, oh man, yeah, this kid definitely read like Squidward and wanted to make their own.
It's even better.
I really like that I woke up and never played Epic Mickey for 2 years.
2 years.
It took him 2 years to recover, even though he like puked at the sight of a drawing that was included with the game. What's up, Micaiah?
I think the next one wasn't the next one the Poppy Playtime creepypasta?
This is a creepypasta about a content farm, apparently.
Oh shit!
Really?
Yes. Does somebody else want to do the narration for this one?
I suppose I will.
Okay, I did not proofread this at all, so let's...
Oh boy.
Well,
Oh boy.
let's just control F the word
I do.
sex. Why is there... The catnap kid was arrested for sexual assault!
Oh. I'm...
Basically,
Well, my
he was
internet cut
abusing
out
his
for a second. Is
girlfriend.
it...
Oh, hello? Zach?
Zach?
I think Catnap Cartoons got him.
No!
Rather feel pain.
Content farms. A very massive topic on YouTube that has been an issue since the beginning of the 2020s. Most people,
Before that.
specifically commentary channels, have been discussing about how these types of channels are ruining children's mind with their really odd and questionable content. These videos would include characters from various trendy indie shows, video games, or movies like Pizza Tower, Indigo Park, Garten of Banban, Five Nights at Freddy's, The Amazing Digital Circus, Has-Been Hotel, Spelunky, or heck, even SpongeBob SquarePants, which is ironic enough considering SpongeBob isn't even indie.
That's true.
Okay, like, I like how long that list felt the need to be. Like, you didn't need to list this.
I like how they felt the need. You could tell the age of this creepypasta by the
They
fact
had to
that they
include
included
Indigo
Pizza Tower.
I remember a content farm that has been recently closed that I remember a content farm that I once remembered. The channel's name was Catnap Cartoons. For those who may not know, Catnap is from an indie game called Poppy Playtime, made by an indie studio, Mob Entertainment.
Poppy Playtime needs no introduction.
So,
This game has been milked to death by these content farms, even up to this day. Aside from the smiling critters and the nightmare critters, I really didn't care for the game as it looked very, okay, you know what? Okay, like, little tangent. I always love it so much when in the middle of this story I'm reading, the author just feels the need to interject with their, like, actual IRL opinion about the media that the creepypasta is about.
Do you think,
I love that their
person that wrote
opinion
this
is that the only things they like about Poppy Playtime are the smiling critters and the nightmare critters. They don't like anything else.
Do you think the person that wrote this was an Aya fan? This is the most Aya fan story I've ever seen in my life.
Anyways, back to talking about the channel. The channel had posted content all centering the character Catnap as he goes on various adventures. I would like to talk about two videos I can remember that the channel posted, but I can't remember the titles or thumbnails of these videos. The first video is where Catnap is going to McDonald's to eat some food. Catnap comes up with an idea and decides he wants to go to a restaurant, specifically McDonald's. The McDonald's building was a drawing from a digital art program installed from a computer. Why do they need to specify that? You know, like Microsoft Paint or Photoshop.
Yup. I know.
Uh-huh. The cashier was just kicking chicken wearing a McDonald's uniform, meaning he works at the restaurant. Yeah.
Yup. We're really trying to get the 10 minutes here.
Catnap ordered just a plain cheeseburger, so he gave Kickin' Chicken his money and got his burger. Once he finished, Catnap asked for more, and he ate so much that he exploded with a generic cartoon explosion sound effect. I couldn't believe what I had watched, as I couldn't comprehend how disgusted I was when I watched that video and how nauseating it was. Is that like, is there like something I'm missing? I was gonna say, like, that's not, like, is there something I'm missing that's like really, really tame? Like, it's not even like, oh, Catnap exploded and there was blood and gore. It was like, no, like a cartoon explosion. Like,
yeah,
It was too much.
the other video I'll be talking about is their final video, where they decided they're quitting making any more content. I think it started with a stock image of the cartoon version of Catnap in front of a purple background, which was similar to their profile picture for at least about 20 seconds. After the 20 seconds were over, Catnap had his eyes and mouth removed from his face, reminding me of those anomaly videos.
What anomaly
Those
videos?
anomaly videos.
I was gonna say, what the fuck do they mean anomaly video?
You know, the anomaly videos.
Do they mean like analog horror?
The anomaly
Maybe?
videos.
Anomaly videos.
Like I'm on observation duty?
Drop
Anomaly
your
videos.
favorite anomaly video in the chat.
What's everyone's favorite anomaly video?
Can we watch some anomaly videos right now?
I only watch anomaly videos.
Anomaly medias.
There was a mix of children and women screaming when the image popped up, albeit muffled and reverbed. I have a screenshot of this image, so this could possibly be the only proof that this video existed. It then showed a man, presumably in his 20s, dressed up as Catnap. The Catnap costume consisted of a purple onesie and a shitty-looking printed Catnap mask, likely taken from Google Images. The man walked to an old rusty chair and sat on it, looking at the viewer. He then starts to ramble about how their haters don't appreciate his content and how they'll get offended when he added edgy stuff to his content, like adding fat shaming, homophobia, and even racism.
Oh my god!
I honestly don't blame them, as they were right about his content. I think this man might be one of those Republicans that think that everything is woke now.
This man might be one of those Republicans.
I was not fucking expecting this Poppy Playtime creepypasta to get political. The man brings up a commentary channel who had made a video rightfully criticizing and exposing his questionable content. It was He called him a snowflake, even going as far as calling him a lefty.
Oh, that's too far.
This He then starts throwing a massive tantrum by kicking the wall, throwing things on the floor, screaming up top of his lungs, and flipping down the chair. That piece of shit deserved it anyway. Putting offensive content into your videos is one thing, but throwing a fit over people criticizing you is just crossing the line, man. I feel like this video is someone venting.
I can literally
someone venting.
This person wants to be their fucking they want to be a commentary YouTuber so bad, bro. I can just imagine their their character still crossing their arms and being like crossing the line, man.
I'm reading this story and it feels like this was written by a kid who found a channel they found offensive and either wanted someone to make a video about it or saw a video about it and was like, yeah, I need to write about this.
I feel like this might be inspired by Angry Sonic.
It's like this person wanted to make up a person in their head to get upset about.
Yeah.
2 weeks have passed and I found out a person nicknamed the Catnap Kid was arrested for SA and making fraudulent cease and desist letters that he would send to anyone who would make a video on him. So I speculated that he was Catnap Cartoons. Basically, he was abusing his girlfriend, who by the way was an editor for his videos, by flip kicking her in the legs.
Oh my.
I like the
fucking what?
I like the term. So basically, he was abusing his girlfriend. So basically.
And many people were talking about him to the point that he gave them false copyright strikes and gave them a false cease and desist email.
Puppet Steve?
Result of time.
Oh, their time.
Oh no, anomaly.
Anomaly?
We're in
anomaly
video.
Anomaly video. No.
There we go. Resulting to the creators to privatized their videos for a short period of time. Once he was arrested, the videos on him were back up as YouTube found out they were found out they were false strikes. It's best that he's arrested than making offensive content on a site that have users that are diverse.
True.
I hope YouTube gets their shits together and take down these So this entire video is this being a kid who hates content farms and is
he just found out about them and now he's pissed.
There's a non-zero chance that whoever wrote this is fans of us, by the way.
We have to find
them. And the final line of dialogue in this entire story, the final piece, please give your kids something better than just brain rot.
Dong,
Bravo.
Dong, dong.
Bravo.
Well, I think we all have a lesson to learn from that.
This was just
hold on.
Anomaly. No.
This was an anomaly. Oh, I think he was actually taken by the anomalous mindmen.
We're just fusing shit now. Anomalous mindmen?
I've never read that story. I don't know what that
was. Oh no.
Oh, God. Oh, Zach's gone. Zach's gone.
No,
Zach's taken by the mindmen.
No.
Oh, God.
The anomalous mindmen.
The anomalous mindmen got him. Zach is dead. Rip. What?
No.
Wait. Zach?
Wait, Zach?
Did you escape the mindmen?
Are you an anomaly now?
They tried to stop me.
Catnap cartoons, no!
Listen, don't read the Catnap Cartoons Creepypasta. All of my YouTube videos have strikes on them now.
No!
Weren't we gonna do the Thomas the Tank Engine one?
Yeah,
oh wait, yeah, Thomas. That's in our
one.
queue now. Thomas.
Okay.
Thomas and the children.
Oh, Thomas and the children! Okay, I have a big Thomas fan, you guys. Have you ever heard of Thomas the Tank Engine? If you have been around little kids between the ages of 2 or around 7 or so, I'm sure you have. I love how all of these creepypastas open with have you ever heard of Disney? You might not know what that is.
Have you ever heard of a Ronald McDonald?
He's kind of
No.
niche. My son adored
appreciate the
Thomas so much so that he could name every single train, knew what color they were, and the number they had painted on them. I was glad when I heard that he was coming to visit me over the summer, but I had a ton of work to do, so I bought him a Thomas DVD. The cover looked innocent enough. What was also interesting was that Thomas was smiling and little wooden children were waving their arms out of the windows in his couches. Dude, it's tongue, tongue, tongue. The DVD was called Thomas and the Children. I was so excited to see the DVD that right off the bat, he pleaded with me to pop it into the DVD player. I went to work while he watched it. After a few hours, he came into my office looking as pale as a sheet. Daddy? He spoke. His voice seemed weak. Are you okay? I asked, touching his head. I noticed that his temperature had gone up. Why did Thomas kill the children? My heart sank like a stone, but I soon brushed it off. I'm sure Thomas didn't kill the children, I reassured him. Now you rest your... Now you need your rest and some medicine. I gently pushed him towards his room. Come on now. After putting him to bed, I got curious as to what he had seen. I popped the DVD and began to watch the episode play. It seemed innocent enough. The episode began as Thomas was told to take a group of children to the seaside by the instructions of Sir Topham Hatt, aka the Fat Control- Damn! That's fucking mean.
It's
I
his
know
actual
just
name,
something
though.
odd, I know, but that's fucking mean. There was no narrator in this episode. The rest of the episode then showed Thomas picking up the little wooden children, and showed every single one of them climb on board. Then there was a scene with him zooming down the rails like he always did, and the kids were cheering. But then there was trouble, as they say in the show. Birdie the bus was stuck on the railway tracks. This is when the episode got strange. Birdie stared at Thomas in fear, but the little blue engine just smiled and sped up. What was even disheartening is that he started laughing. The kids were crying now, and little tears can be seen coming down from their wooden faces. Thomas crashed into Birdie, causing pieces of them to fly everywhere. Usually by now the narrator would say, and luckily no one was hurt, but there was no reoccurrence for... recurrence? Recurrent? You mean reassurance?
Reoccurrence.
The episode then showed the carnage inside the coaches. Wooden limbs were broken off. What looked like actual blood had been splattered everywhere. Heads had been ripped off of the little bodies of the little dolls. And worst yet, the children still had tears painted upon their faces. Everything was static. Oh, it's okay.
I'm scared.
What sicko would create something that messed up for little kids? When I paused the static, messages started to appear on the screen. Disturbing messages like kill, obey, multiply, and die. I watched the static for over an hour and noticed 30 different types of messages. I threw the accursed thing in the trash.
Were they just like writing down what it would say, like when it happened?
My favorite part about creepypasta authors is that every single one has such a short conception of time while also having like precision time measurement.
I watched it for like an hour. I threw the accursed thing in the trash after breaking it in half. I would not expose my child to any more of that trash. Before going to bed myself, I checked him. He was happily asleep and snoring, clutching his teddy. I had a nightmare from this, one where the children came into my room, but they were lifelike and as tall as a normal person. Dung, 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 dung. Their twisted forms grabbed my limbs and pulled me apart while I heard the blasted train laughing. Now I have woken up, covered in blood, knife in hand, and I'm too afraid to go check my son's room.
What the fuck?
Did he kill his son?
I'm still just... Okay, so what? Like, the static that he watched for an hour was the TV show telling him to murder his son?
He saw the TV glow.
He watched the static and he was like, I'm gonna fucking kill my rotten son!
This is his dream. He
Rotten
killed his son in
boy.
his sleep.
I hate my son! Do not underestimate Thomas fans, dude. They go crazy for this fucking tank.
Thomas has shooters, dude. Thomas has shooters.
Thomas does have shooters.
Thomas does unironically have shooters. Summary
kind of
makes a
awesome.
fake scenario in his head and gets scared about it, literally.
Isn't that every horror story ever, though?
I saw the Thomas glow.
Bro, reading a Stephen King novel going, man, bro really made this up and got scared about it.
Yeah.
Dude, Pennywise isn't even scary. I have more powers than him.
Born of Science, Jane the Killer sounds crazy.
What?
I haven't heard of this one.
Digital Circus Creepypasta? The people
Digital
want to see
Circus
Scary
Creepypasta.
Pomni. The
We should
you
people
can
find-
find
go
want to...
find Scary Pomni.
Born of Science, Jane the Killer reads fucking crazily.
The final sentence is Jane the Killer is coming for you, so I'm really intrigued.
Wait, okay, I think we have to.
Oh.
Shall I start with Born of Science, Jane the Killer?
Sure.
Yes.
I'm gonna eat.
2002 was never a good year for Jane Richardson, losing both of her parents to Jeff
They
the
say
Killer.
this like 2002 happened multiple times.
losing both her parents to Jeff the Killer,
No!
tackling a job at IHOP as a waitress with barely enough money to get by on, and being both mother and father to her little sister Jessie, who was 13 years old during the time. Jane's aunt Samantha Engel was graciously helped out by her nieces as far as money was concerned. One day, while Jane was working her usual shift at IHOP and on her break, she came across an ad in the newspaper sponsored by her local blood bank. It said the person would be paid $150 for their distribution. $150 just for giving blood? This was too good to be true. That's not that much money. Without hesitation, Jane wrote the address of her local blood bank down, plus the phone number, finished off her orange juice, and went back to work. Grab a snack and a glass of orange juice, because here we go! Refilling other customers' drinks. Well, someone's really happy today, Alexis said. Why wouldn't I be? I found an easy way to pay off my month's rent, Jane replied, pouring a fresh cup of coffee for a random man. Thanks, the man said. Really happy that they included that. Oh yeah? What? Alexis said. The blood bank is offering me $150 for anyone giving blood. Whoa, I never heard of that, Janie. Usually they'd pay you like $25, Alexis replied. Jane and her friend worked on through the night until the atmosphere of this IHOP was calm, laid back, and less rushed. The lights of the shopping center where the restaurant was shined through the windows. Random cars on the highway passed in the distance. Motorists who were looking for a bite to eat, getting off of work, or going home set the mood for this particularly lazy California night. KTLA News 5 was giving a report of the LAPD still pursuing Jeffrey Woods, aka Jeff the Killer, the one responsible for the murder of Jane's parents. The police commissioner said that they were having a hard time catching the suspect and had to enlist the aid of the FBI, CIA, and Department of Justice in their manhunt. It would make Jane feel better to not only have Jeff captured, but wiped off the face of the earth entirely. One of the customers in IHOP that Jane noticed was a man in his late 40s with short brown hair, a goatee and sunglasses, and wearing a black three-piece suit and tie. He looked like Walter White with hair. Another distinguishing feature about this man was a Bluetooth earpiece just hanging on the left of his earlobe. "Hello, sir. What can I get you tonight?" Jane asked, smiling. "T-bone steak and eggs," the man said. "How do you want your steak?" "Well done, eggs over easy." I'm happy that they're including these details. "Well done over easy. Oh, just as I wanted to let you know, we have a new pomegranate pancake syrup.
I like all
Something
this
I
detail.
happen to make in my free time," Jane replied, taking the man's order. "Wow, that sounds like a winner. You made the syrup?" the man asked. "Well, yes," Jane said cheerfully. "You got a lot of talent," the man replied. Jane went to the back of the kitchen to get the man's food prepared. While he was waiting, he fumbled on with a button on his earpiece. "We found the perfect woman, sir," the man said, speaking at low volume. This man was actually an FBI agent.
Oh shit!
Agent Marcus East was still hunting down Jeff the Killer, despite the LAPD's futile attempt efforts and the Agent East's determination. He was going to stop at nothing until Jeff was captured. "Excellent. Gathered the other agents for next week. We know a way to go after Jeffrey Woods." Jane clocked out and left for the night. I'll see you tomorrow, Alexis, Jane said. See ya, Janie, Alexis replied. Jane came across the blood bank. She expected the building to be closed for the night, but oddly, it was open. The outside of the building looked like total shit, but the interior was very pristine and sterile. Jane did indeed have healthy and clean blood. 0 negative was her blood type after what seemed like hours, but only a few minutes. The doctor who extracted Jane's blood put a bandage over her spot and wished her a good night. Out front, the receptionist was going through the files on her computer when she saw Jane. Man, that needle hurt like hell, Jane said, chuckling. Your arm is gonna feel sore for a day or two, the receptionist said. Okay, here's cash, Miss Richardson, $150. This'll take care of my month's rent, Jane replied. Behind on your rent, huh? The receptionist asked. A lot of stuff has been going on. Me losing both my parents and all, Jane said. It's just me and my little sister. I have to be both mom and dad to her. I like how this has been said twice.
She's both mom and dad.
Just be mom and dad.
The following morning, Jane was able to pay her month's rent and wouldn't have to worry about it until next month. While working the day shift at IHOP, Jane got a call from the blood bank she visited the other night. What could it be? Thank you for calling IHOP, now serving pomegranate pancake syrup in our new stuffed French toast.
Now serving pomegranate pancake syrup in our new
She
stuffed
made it herself
French
in her
toast.
free time.
Dude, she's really talented. She has.
It actually
Makes
does
it a
sound kind
free
of fire,
time, bro.
though.
It does count. I feel like the author of this worked at an IHOP. This is very specific.
Do you think that they also made their own pomegranate pancake syrup?
She may have
think
gotten
that they were
fired for
working-
making her own pomegranate. Coping.
Do you think that Jane had a stint working at Denny's during the Fant 4 Sick collab and was making the special thing sauce in her free time?
Yeah.
That's where she found out how to make the pomegranate syrup.
Wait, it was training. The special thing sauce was training.
The special thing sauce was training.
My name is Beth Williams, one of the doctors and biomedics at the blood bank. We were wondering if you could come by next week to give another sample of your blood. Okay. We will pay you $10,000. Jane returned to the biomedics blood bank to distribute her blood and score an easy 10 grand. Jane was greeted by a refreshing cold breeze that seemed to be coming from the central air units. There is so much detail in this story.
Yeah, pomegranate fucking pancake syrup.
It was the hottest day ever! Jane was led into a room that looked like a police interrogation area. Welcome, Jane. You mind telling me what the hell is going on? Jane said very suspiciously. After receiving word of blood transferal at biometrics, it is apparent that you are the perfect blood time and maybe the key to stopping Jeffrey Woods. Jane the Killer is the perfect blood time.
Yes.
I need you to know. After I gave my blood, you and 3 other agency guys want me to use them to stop that son of a bitch, Jeff? Why she talk like a Marvel character?
Stop that son of a bitch.
When she was led down the hallway by 2 guards, she noticed that one of the rooms, stretchers lined with blankets covering the bodies, a total of 25 people, all young women, dead. What was going on here? She started to get freaked out at the sight of the lifeless women who weren't disposed of and anxiously asked where the guards were taking there. They refused to answer, so out of instinct, she began to assault the guards, incapacitating one of them. Her fighting skills she learned from Mary's father, Sheriff Nick, really paid off. She's like Hopper. In the midst of this brutal melee, Jane was tackled and sedated by one of the doctors. Her world began to blur and fade to black. Jane groaning. Where am I? Jane asked, coming to. She was strapped to a chair similar to what you'd see in a dentist's office. It's like the beginning of RE9. Around her, the room looked like an operating theater, bathed with a bright light which gave the room a clean appearance. Her hands and feet were secured in place. No matter how hard she tried, she couldn't break free. A few seconds later, she heard an unknown female voice from the intercom. "It's me, Dr. Beth Williams from Biomedics. I didn't want to have you find out the hard way, but some of these agents and government officials tell me a very healthy blood type, and from what I can gather, they were correct. And also, the candidate for the following experiment that's been funded by the US government, totaling at $6.9 million we have received word from the LAPD that they are in trouble in capturing the suspect responsible for the death of your parents, Bruce and Paula. And we, along with the FBI, Department of Justice, and US Marshals," I like how they need to date every single branch that's on the Jeff the Killer case every single time. That's good. "One of the scientists will be bringing in the serum to replace your blood. This serum is classified, but will ultimately help you in getting revenge on the one who took your parents' lives." Just then, a scientist and doctor came into the room prepping Jane. The scientist came in with the liquid hate. The container was 1.25 gallons with a biohazard symbol on it. The light from overhead casted in the liquid, giving off a pretty glowing purple. The doctor who came in there to make sure everything was ready and to monitor Jane's safety. He assured her that she had nothing to be afraid of and that she was going to be okay afterwards. This made Jane feel somewhat better. A part of her was scared to death, but the other half of her showed no fear and she was ready. The doctor put an intravenous tube into Jane's arm. The one tube ran into a container that would collect Jane's blood and shipped it to an American Red Cross for patients who had the same blood type as Jane and to receive a healthy blood transfusion. Well, that's nice of them. The other tube was attached to the container holding the liquid hate. So, in a way, this was just like enabling fluid prep setup, but with an experimental liquid. Despite the reassured by medical personnel that she had nothing to be scared of, a single tear ran down her face. The process began. The voice Jane heard, the scientists, the government officials, FBI, CIA agents, US
They're all here.
They're all here! As it began to increase, she felt very weak and drowsy, almost like she was being smothered by an unknown person with an ether-soaked rag. And in just a few minutes, Jane's surroundings began to disappear. Jane slowly regained consciousness, and the EKG and EEG roared back to life, showing her heart and brain activity, her vitals appearing normal. As her vision adjusted, she saw what she was still in the operating theater. When she looked down, she noticed her hands were now an ivory white. She was as pale as a corpse. She screamed over the loss of her natural skin pigmentation and saw that her once bright platinum blonde hair was now a coal black. That's what the liquid hate does to you.
So this is what bothered her and not the fact that the US government is turning her into a bioweapon to fight Jeff the Killer?
Wait, Resident Evil, wait!
Now increased strength ripped both of her restrictions off and jerked the wires off her hand. She tore the leg restraints away and got up from the chair. She looked away in the two-way mirror, now in a violent, angry, homicidal rage, hollered, "What the hell did you do to me?"
Why is this what's pissing her off? I'm so confused. Why was she so okay with this until she turned more white?
It was the liquid hate, man.
Dude, Glitch Tail, I'm telling you.
She's going to experience violent episodes and homicidal tendencies for the first 90 seconds, one of the scientists said of the group.
This reads like the Return to Freddy's fucking, super cancer.
You're right! Wait, this is a good line. "You are now full of liquid hate, Miss Richardson," Miss Agent Margulis said. "I look like fucking powder!" That's because your natural skin color went away, Jane. Jane picked up a chair that was in the room and threw it against the two-way mirror, shattering the glass, and grabbed a hold of one of the doctors who were monitoring her vitals by the collar, slamming him against the wall with incredible strength, causing a huge dent. One of the scientists sounded an alarm for armed guards and medical personnel to restrain Jane. One pulled out a syringe, trying to aim for Jane's neck, but Jane took the needle and stabbed the doctor between the eyes and injected an air bubble into him. Two guards with automatic weapons tried to fire at Jane, but she grabbed both of their arms, causing them to fire at each other. One of the agents fired at Jane, but the bullet didn't faze her a bit. Her wound automatically and quickly healed up. She approached the agents, who were still firing multiple shots at Jane, and snapped his wrist in two, showing fractured bones and blood spewing everywhere. An orderly, standing in at 6'5", 300+ pounds, tackled Jane, attempting to subdue her, but Jane had the upper hand, flipped him over on his side, and snapped him neck in two. Just as carnage continued, Jane took the now empty liquid hate container, broke it against the ground, and took the sharp glass shard and stabbed it to death and one of the agents. Thank you for saving me. Thank you for making me what I am. I know what I must do. I must kill Jeffrey Woods and end his reign of terror forever. If he is not killed, more lives will be lost. I am much stronger now. I am unstoppable, unkillable. Weapons are useless against me. Anyone who dares crosses me, I will be the last thing they will ever see. I will kill Jeff the Killer, and no one can stop me. After 90 seconds, Jane's homicidal tendencies ceased, and she was acting normal again. The same doctors who were examining her wanted to do x-rays, MRI scans, and a final examination on her. Jane stood naked as the day she was born in physicians didn't see any normal changes, no defects. She was even more beautiful despite the fact that she now had pale, white, with the fact that she was pale with this sentence is breaking my brain. Despite the fact that she was pale white with black eyes. There we go. Okay, Miss Richardson, I want you to read what is on the chart here, an eye doctor said. E, F, P, T, O, Z, L, P, E, D, P, E, D, F, C, Z, P, F, L, O, P, Z, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Printed
No! God damn it! No!
Printed by a Century City Optometry 1025 Santa Monica Boulevard Suite 170 Los Angeles, California. We're just fucking doxing people. The eye doctor was flabbergasted that Jane read everything down to the fine print. Are there any other tests today, or can I just walk out and be on my way? You're gonna give me another visual test or just stand there and stare at me all day? Well, I was just gonna stand here and stare at you all day, the doctor said. Jane took her blood-stained clothes that were in a hospital bag and walked out fully nude, not caring that the people that looked at her. On her way home, she saw clothes that were hung out to dry on the clothesline outside of a little suburban home. So she just walk home completely
They just
fucking
sent her
naked.
home?
They just sent her home completely fucking naked for some reason.
Okay, the author who wrote this was really horny for Jane, by the way. Like,
Yeah. The only article of clothing that weren't bloodstained were her black Skechers sneakers. I like how they need to like say the brand of every single thing she's wearing. She slipped on her socks and the shoes and called Jessie. She told her he was okay. Jessie waited back home to see her sister return. Also, Mary was waiting. Jessie immediately ran into her big sister's arms, gasping emotionally, giving her a big hug. Mary hugged both Jessie and Jane and gave her the money, and gave her honey bunny a kiss on the lips.
Her honey
Baby,
bunny
I'm
a
so
kiss
glad
on the
you're okay.
lips?
I was worried, Mary said emotionally. I'm glad, Jane. I knew that you would come back, Jessie said through tears of joy. Okay, wait, is Mary her partner? I'm so confused.
I don't know!
Of course I did, Jane replied, giving her little sister a hug, still emotional. Jeff has some competition, so as many other criminals out there. Don't go to sleep. you won't wake up. Jane the Killer is coming for you.
So,
Holy fuck, that took so much out of me to read.
The US government and military and every fucking division ever just fill this random woman with liquid hate, and it makes her super pale and hot and awesome and badass. And she kills everyone, goes home naked, and becomes a killer of killers, I guess.
I made it like how she made her pomegranate syrup.
It's something she makes in her free time.
I like how she just offered it, like the IHOP lets her sell that.
I'm just wondering why the US government needed to create a bioweapon for a serial killer. Obviously, what Jeff is to creepypasta fans changes all the time. Like, sometimes he's just a regular fucking guy. Sometimes he's like a fucking super proxy.
Yes.
Sometimes he's just superhuman. But then, I mean, I stepped away for a little bit because I had to get food. So I don't know if they explain what Jeff is, but like I didn't hear any mention of Jeff being like superhuman.
Jeff the Killer is just really good at avoiding the police to where the FBI, the CIA, the US Marshals, and the Department of Justice can't find him.
So they create this turbo hate-fueled monster out of Jane just to hunt down who they believe is just a regular guy who happens to be really good at avoiding the police.
Yes.
Okay.
Well,
so you can just watch Digital Circus.
Okay, somebody requested $20. Anarchy 1765. Are you guys also reading good creepypastas? If so, I have a request. The strangest security footage I've ever seen.
I can actually testify to this. I've read Strangest Security Tape. It's actually a very good story.
Could you check DMs?
What are you DMing me?
Okay. I will read deadsponge.avi.
Bro, you fat fuck! Yo, everyone, Daggz just asked me to get him DoorDash.
I'm hungry.
I'm fat shaming you. Okay, what do you want? I thought you wanted food. You only get one.
Shut the fuck up!
you only get one.
Zach,
Yeah, somebody
remembered.
Yeah, the Strangest Security Tape I've ever watched.
I'll get a...
Austin, do you want a drink?
I'll have chat choose for me.
Okay, wait, well what, like, you have to be one of the options. There's Coke, Pepsi, Vimto.
Vimto?
Fruit flavored drink.
Wait, pomegranate! The pomegranate!
What fruit, though?
Just fruit flavor.
Vimto. Unique
never
flavor
heard
of
of this
grapes,
before.
raspberries, and black currants plus herbs and spice. This sounds good. Wait, I want a Vimto. Where do I get this?
What if it has pomegranate in it?
Fruit flavored drink. Oh, yeah.
Oh, this the shit Jane the Killer be making?
That look good. That look good.
Someone in chat said I don't deserve Vimto.
You don't
right,
deserve
though. You don't.
Vimto. Okay, I'm gonna get you a Vimto.
Do they have liquid hate?
I
It
hope
might
so.
be Vimto
Some
is
liquid
liquid
hate for me.
Do you want a dessert? They have baklava
I'm-
and custard.
I'm okay.
You don't want babusa?
Fucking fine. Okay.
Well, do you want babusa or do you want baklava?
Babusa. I want babusa.
Do you know what's in it?
No.
You're just gonna try it then. You don't want hummus? Or baba ganoush?
Oh my god! Stop talking about my fucking DoorDash order!
Okay, you posted it too.
But I want hummus now. I'd get that. Ooh, that look good.
You know, people paid for us to read these stories and you're too focused on my fucking DoorDash order.
Baba ganoush.
Baba Ganoush!
I actually really want baba ganoush now. It's so good.
It is kind of fire.
So you
thought you
agree?
never
You want
had
baba
it.
ganoush? Or hummus?
Sure, just order the full fucking menu for me while you're at it.
Okay, I'm gonna get baba ganoush and hummus.
Oh my fucking god, this is gonna be. This is.
And I'm gonna get another Vimto just in case you want one later. Get you baklava.
get back to the creepy.
I thought this place was Mediterranean. Why did they have a buffalo chicken sandwich?
Wait, what?
buffalo sauce, lettuce, and tomato.
Where the fuck are you seeing that?
Go to the sandwiches section.
This order's
Oh,
gonna be
they
like
got
fucking
falafel.
$100. Oh my
Okay, no, okay. I'll get you the shawarma,
I'm gonna-
2 Vimtos, a babusa, and then baba ganoush and hummus.
Thank you very much, Quinn. I appreciate
See,
it.
this is why
great.
you guys have to donate to the stream, because then I can buy Austin DoorDash.
One time, Quinn just like surprise ordered me the entire Mr. Beast burger menu.
Wait, do you still have Mr. Beast Burger near you? Hang on.
Oh, is it
Wait.
gone? Is it?
No, you do! You do!
No fucking way! It's still near me.
I can still get you Mr. Beast Burger.
You gotta stop.
The Chandler style, Austin.
Do not even fucking get started on the Chandler style in front of me right now.
Okay, what are we reading next?
I'm reading the strangest security tape I've ever seen.
Okay, wait, did you send it in the... Okay,
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
All right.
Alright.
Now this one, it's been a long time since I read this one, but I remember really liking this one.
Okay.
Right.
Sorry.
This,
Sorry. Okay. Start.
you're good. You're good.
Too much Vimto.
Okay. Locking in. The strangest security tape I've ever seen. I work at a gas station in rural Pennsylvania. It's a boring job, but it's pretty easy and it pays all right. A few weeks ago, this new guy starts. I'll call him Jeremy. Jeremy is weird. He's about 25 or 26 and he hardly speaks, but he's got the creepiest laugh I've ever heard. My boss and I have both noticed this, but it's never been a problem, so there's not much we can do about it. Customers have never complained about him and he's always done his job fairly well. Up until a few weeks ago anyway. That's when things started going missing. Employee theft can be a problem at any business that sells consumer goods, and there's only one person working at a time at this gas station. It's a pretty small place. About 2 weeks ago, my boss started noticing that we were short on motor oil. At first, it was a few containers at a time, then entire shelves and boxes from the back room. Pretty soon, entire shipments would be gone the day after we got them, and it would always be right after Jeremy's shifts. My boss has checked the security camera tapes from every single night he worked, and he could never catch him in the act. Jeremy would lock up at closing, then the motor oil would be gone the next day. My boss usually takes the tapes home with him to try and catch Jeremy stealing, but his daughter had a softball game last night, so he asked me to watch the tape for him. He offered to pay me overtime under the table, so obviously I took that offer. There are 3 cameras, so he gave me 3 different tapes to check. I figured it would be a long night, but I'm trying to save up for vacation, so I really needed the money. I took the tapes home, popped them in an old VCR, and sat back. 2 days ago, the last time he worked, Jeremy started at 4 p.m. Everything seemed pretty normal at first. He counted up his drawer, switched off the girl who was working before him, switched off with the girl, and waited for a customer. The first person who came in was Mrs. Templeton? Mrs. Templeton. The timestamp on the video read 4:03. A regular. She picked up her cigarettes and a newspaper and paid with a 20. Nothing unusual there. The next customer was some local guy named Ron. He drives a motorcycle, usually comes in every few days. He filled up his tank, got a bag of beef jerky, paid with his credit card, and then left. Next was some guy with a cowboy hat. I'd never seen him before, but we get plenty of strangers passing through just like any gas station. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel, paid with a $100 bill, and went on his way. I sat back and sighed. The only thing more boring than doing this job is watching someone else do it. My boss's offer was enough to keep me watching though, so I left the tape on. Everything seemed pretty normal. I had a feeling that if Jeremy was stealing motor oil, he knew we were suspicious of him by now. I didn't expect him to be dumb enough to let us catch him on camera. Things stayed boring and routine until about 5 o'clock. At 5:03, Mrs. Templeton came back in. She must have forgotten something. but she didn't. She bought the same pack of cigarettes as before and the same newspaper. She paid with another 20. That's odd, I thought. But then again, she's a little absent-minded. I thought Jeremy should have told her she already got her smokes, but it's not against the rules to sell somebody the same thing twice. That's when Ron came in again. He bought another tank of gas for his motorcycle again. I later checked the outdoor camera because I thought maybe he had another car he wanted to fill up, and the same pack of beef jerky. He paid with his credit card again. No big deal. I figured this was just a weird coincidence. Mrs. Templeton forgetting, and Ron probably owns more than one Harley. That's when the guy in the cowboy hat came back in. I felt a chill run down my spine. Don't get Diesel. Don't get Diesel. I found myself whispering to my empty living room, but he did. He got $40 worth of diesel fuel and paid with another $100 bill. Every move he made was identical to his first visit, right down to the way he scratched his nose before walking out. Either this guy is rich, owns a lot of trucks, and just moved into town, or something really bizarre was happening. I kept watching. Every customer for the next hour was the same as before. Every single one. I was seriously freaked out. And then at 6:03, Mrs. Templeton walked back in. She bought her cigarettes and newspaper again and paid with a 20 again. I thought I was going to lose it. I only watched another half an hour before I started fast forwarding through the rest. It was all the same. Every customer would come in at the exact same times, only 1 hour apart. Or exactly 1 hour apart. Now, I know what you're thinking. That sneaky motherfucker Jeremy had messed with the tapes. He had run a loop of the first hour of business over and over again. That wasn't the case. There are windows around the cash register area that the camera covers, and I watched the sunlight fade as time ran on. Jeremy's routine didn't loop over. He swept, mopped, restocked, and did all his duties exactly how you would expect. But the same customers kept coming in. I was panicking at this point. Something was seriously wrong with what I was seeing, and I had no explanation for it. I skipped ahead to when he locked up and walked out to his car. He hadn't stolen anything, but I kept watching just to make sure. I fast forwarded one last time to about midnight. At exactly 12:03, out of nowhere, Jeremy's face pops up on camera. I don't mean he moved his head into view. I mean that 1 second the store was empty, the next second his face was all I could see. He wasn't looking at the camera, he was looking at me. I was sure of it. I screamed and fumbled for the remote. By the time I grabbed it, he was gone just as soon as he had left. One frame he was there, the next he wasn't. My hands were shaking like crazy, but I popped in another tape. The other indoor camera shows the back area, by the cash register, and I would be able to see how he got up to put his face in the camera like that. I skipped ahead to 12:03, but there was nothing. I would have been able to see him standing on a chair or something on this tape, but he wasn't there. I didn't see him enter the store at all after he left. It's like he wasn't really there. He doesn't know the security code, and no alarms were triggered that night after he locked up. What I did see, however, was that at 12:03, the motor oil vanished off the shelf. All of it. Same as Jeremy's face. 1 second it was there, and the next it wasn't. I turned that tape off and went to bed, but I didn't get a wink of sleep. My body is exhausted right now, but my mind is racing. That tape is undoubtedly the creepiest, most disturbing thing I've seen in my life. I work in a few hours. My boss asked me to bring the tapes back in and let him know what I found, but really, what the hell am I going to say? Jeremy works the night shift tonight, directly after me, and the plan is for my boss to come in just before I leave and confront him with me, as I'm supposed to be the one who caught him stealing. But I have no idea what I'm going to do. I suppose I'll have to show my boss the tapes, but I don't want to watch them with him. I never want to see something like that again. I can't get the image of Jeremy just smiling directly into the camera out of my mind. It was the creepiest look I've ever seen on another human being's face. Anyway, I'm going to try again to get some last-minute sleep before I have to go in and deal with this. I'll let you guys know what happens. Update, 2:49 p.m. Updating from my phone. Apologies in advance for errors. My boss just finished watching the last of the tapes. I told him what to expect, but you really can't prepare someone for something like that. He's scared shitless. I still am too. And Jeremy is due to come in at 4. We've still got a little over an hour to get our shit together, but neither one of us knows what to say to him. Is he just a fucked up guy who likes to steal motor oil and scare the shit out of people? Or is he something else? I don't know if this is crazy, but does anyone think he could have anything to do with the time loop? My boss said I never noticed anything like this on the other tapes, but the way he popped up in this one made me think he knew I would be watching. It's like he wanted me to see what he could do, like he was showing off or something. The way he smiled into the camera was like a little kid showing you a sandcastle they just built or something. I don't know, I probably sound crazy. I sure feel the part. I'm going to talk to my boss some more. We have to calm ourselves down and figure out how to handle this. I'll update again tonight, but I have a really bad feeling about how this is going to play out. Update, 4:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone has been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update, 5:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update, 6:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update, 7:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update, 8:33 p.m. No sign of Jeremy. Tried calling him, but his phone's been disconnected. We're calling the police. Update, 10:58 p.m. Holy shit. Holy shit, holy shit, holy shit. I just got home and saw my previous updates. Things make less sense now than ever. Here's what I can tell you. I went to work. Jeremy never showed up. My boss and I decided to call the police, as well as you're well aware. When I picked up the phone to call, though, the sun went out. I shit you not, that's what I thought happened. Apparently, I blacked out for exactly 5 hours because when I looked at the clock, it was 9:33. I think I got stuck in Jeremy's time loop, and then I snapped out of it at the exact point I blacked out, if that makes sense. But that's when things got really weird. My boss was right next to me when I blacked out, ready to corroborate my story to the cops. When I came to, the phone was in my hand, but it was dead. Not even a dial tone. My boss was still right there, but he wasn't moving. He was standing up, but frozen. I looked at the clock again, and it wasn't moving. The second hand was stuck on the 12. It was 9:33 exactly. The clock on the register, computer screen, wasn't moving either. My phone was frozen. There was even a customer at the register waiting for my boss to get him a cigarette. I'm betting that would have been his 5th pack of the day. I got the fuck out of there. Didn't lock up, didn't turn the lights out, and sorry guys, I didn't grab the security tapes to upload on the internet. Believe me, that was the last thing on my mind. The gas station is on a major highway and cars were parked all along it, except they weren't parked, they were frozen. The people inside were sitting still as wax statues. I got in my car and prayed that it would start. Thankfully, it did. About halfway home, time started up again. The static from the radio turned into music, like it's supposed to be, and from what I could tell by listening to the host talk in between songs, no one noticed the time freeze or whatever it was. I was the only one. Well, I'm sure Jeremy noticed as well. I still have no clue where he is or what he's doing. I'm hiding in my room and calling the police again in the morning. I don't know if I ever got through to them before, or if I did, whether they would take me seriously. I'm scared for my life at this point. I'll update tomorrow if I can. Final update, 10:33 a.m. I finally fell asleep last night at around 4. I have no idea how I did it. I guess exhaustion finally got the best of me. This morning I woke up to my phone ringing. It was my boss. He'd been calling me since about 6. He woke up when time turned back on last night and immediately called the cops. They came by to see what was wrong and he told them everything. The police around here are all small-time guys. They were more concerned with the missing motor oil than anything, but my boss figured he would take it, as long as he had their attention. They decided to go looking for Jeremy. We keep all our employees' applications on file, and since Jeremy just started working here, this was easy to find. They checked the address on it and headed over to his house. You're not going to believe what they found. The address listed on this application was an empty slot, or at least now it is. There used to be a house there, but it burnt down in 1993. Being a small town, almost everyone remembers that fire. A family of 4 used to live used to live there way back when. Rumor has it that they had an estranged son who they never really talked about, but I can't say for sure if that was true. What I can say is true is that our insurance investigation, the fire was ruled an arson. The entire house was soaked in oil and torched with a Molotov cocktail. The entire family was sleeping when it happened. None of them survived. They never caught the guy who did it. Rumor has it when they tried to contact the estranged son, no one could find him. Anyway, my boss called and told me this, and I freaked out. Then he asked to come to the gas station. What, are you crazy? I said, but he assured me that the cops were there with him. Then he dropped a bomb. The FBI were also in town, and they were going to talk to me one way or another, so I might as well come in. It was about 7:15, and I wanted to go back to bed, but I figured I wouldn't be able to sleep much more anyway, so I went down. 4 men in suits greeted me and told me to have a seat. We went over everything 2 or 3 times until they all got the details down. I told them about Jeremy, the security tapes, last night at work, everything. Finally, after I finished, one of the agents said, "Oh Christ, we've got another one on our hands." Then they made me sign a bunch of papers saying I wouldn't tell anyone about what happened, so I can't say much more. I might be breaking the law just by posting this. So now I'm home. I'm not sure what to do with myself. The agent's words when I told him the story are going to haunt me for the rest of my life. Anyway, I've got to go. I have some errands to run today, and then I have to go into work to pick up some tapes. My boss and I think this new guy, Jeremy, he's a complete creep, is stealing motor oil, and I have to watch the security footage to see if I can catch him doing it. I have better things to do, but my boss is paying me overtime under the table, and I'm trying to save up for a vacation so I could really use the money. It should be pretty simple. The oil always goes missing right after his shifts. I figure I'll just watch the tapes, catch him in the act, and that'll be that.
I actually remember listening to this story on Creepcast like a few months ago. It's a really simple one, but like there's something about the simplicity of a lot of these no sleep stories that is very effective. I love this story a lot. I just love like time loop shit and shenanigans like that. It's not really scary. It's really well worded. This is definitely one that I think deserves to be like one of the top posts.
I really, really fucking like this story. Like on reread, I think it's even better than when I first experienced it. Like it's this nice little thing where like it doesn't overstay its welcome and it doesn't over-explain shit to the point where you're like, okay, well now it's not really scary anymore.
Oh yeah, like you feel the tension when like the loop of him calling the police and the time updates happens. Like, you know that some shit is going down as soon as you get to that part, and I really enjoy that.
Yeah, I just love how nothing is really explained, and there isn't really a conclusion, so to speak. It's literally just, bro talks to the authorities about it, finds out that this might be something that's occurring to more people, and it's not an isolated incident, and then it just loops back to the start.
Yeah, it looping back is like really, really cool too.
It's really creepy, and also the fact that like the looping is happening, but time is still passing.
There is a lot left to interpretation, especially like the fire and like the motor oil starting the fire in 1993 of the house that's gone. It leaves you a lot to imagine yourself, which I think is a good thing for a short horror story to do. Like this is a really good template just in general, I believe.
Yeah, I really, really like this one. I'm really happy that somebody asked for this. This is a really good friggin' creepypasta story.
That was hype.
I had a lot of fun reading that one.
You still there, Micaiah?
Yeah, I'm here.
Did you think that was an anomaly?
I thought it was pretty anomalous. I did like the ending. I thought that was neat. Yeah, no, fucking, also, interesting formatting. I don't know if they do that a lot on Reddit, but I've noticed that they always follow, like, the update format.
Yeah, because, like, No Sleep Stories, like, the whole thing with No Sleep Stories is that they're all treated like an unfiction. They're all treated like actual Reddit posts that are being made by real people.
That was probably the best story we're going to read tonight. Everything else is probably going to be downhill from
Jane
here.
the Killer's pomegranate syrup would like to have a word with you.
Yeah, like, we literally Breaking Red Dead sponge.
Austin, have you gotten your Vimto yet?
Are you guys still fucking going on about the Vimto?
Have you gotten your Vimto yet?
They're still talking about it!
Vimto's important. And a Markiplier PNG to the top left corner.
Oh yeah, no.
What's like a good one?
I like the fifth one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one?
Oh no, fourth. What did chat ask?
If I could put a image of Markiplier in the top left corner.
So am I reading the Muppet creepypasta?
You absolutely can if you want to.
need to
I think we just need to find a Muppets creepypasta because they didn't specify. I found Sesame Street: A Day in Kermit Land. This one was voted fail of the month.
Okay. I'm interested.
I think a fail pasta means that this was a sincere attempt uploaded to the creepypasta wiki.
Okay. Okay. Sesame Street was one of my favorite cartoons to watch when I was a child. Kermit the Frog was the best character with his new segments with the fairy tale characters. I was saddened when it ended, and more bereaved when they actually removed Kermit. The movies contained him still, but it just wasn't fun to see him anymore. As I grew up, I forgot somewhat about Kermit, but never forgot about him. One day in 2012, I was talking to my buddy Pat, and he told me he had an ancient tape of Sesame Street called A Day in Kermit Land, featuring Kermit the Frog in an unaired episode. However, he never told me where or how he produced the tape. I didn't think of it at the time and how it was suspicious, and Pat gave it to me for only $50. I dug into my attic and unearthed a VCR set. Once I connected it to my TV, I opened up the tape box and found it was really like a blank cassette in black Sharpie spelling Kermit Torture Land Tape. I figured it was a typo by a creepypasta troll and attempt to ruin a childhood tape, and pressed play once it was in the VCR. The Sesame Street played as normal, but I had a feeling of dread. The colors were a bit hyper and pale at the same time, and the audio was a bit grainy. I brushed it off when I saw the episode was in the 60s, and presumed it was due to the age of the tape, but I was still suspicious as to how it was in mint condition. Then suddenly, the tape seized, it went to a black screen with different audio than before, like the tune and circus music combined into one track. There were colorful words, but it was an Arial lettering that was too large for the screen. Kermit in Kermit Land! Then it transitioned to the next scene with somewhat poor quality. Kermit was in a blank room with clown posters and a few lights by himself, looking a bit somber. He was in his news apparel, and then he saw the screen. Oh, hi there! Kermit the Frog here, and today, we are in a special place dedicated to me, Kermit Land Park. I smiled as a similarity came back to me. It must have been a typo on the tape by a troll. Did they have different voice actors? I could have sworn that Kermit's voice wasn't as high-pitched before. Another Muppet, Elmo, soon came on the screen. But another wave of suspicion soon came back. Elmo had not been created yet, and he also looked somewhat unhappy. I decided to turn it off after realizing I had better things to do, but the button was stuck and I couldn't eject the tape. I've read Creepypasta before, and that was when I realized I had made a mistake in buying that tape from Pat.
I like the self-aware.
Yeah. The cartoon continued. They were talking about the development of the park and how great Kermit was to Sesame Street as a news reporter. The film continued to degrade bit by bit, and two Muppets started to look at me with smiles. Now they were in Kermit Land.
No.
No. Wow, so this is the, place? It looks different than what I may have expected, Elmo buddy. That's how it is for everyone. Elmo worked very hard to make people happy. Sorry. It was still getting creepy, and at that moment I realized I was late for work. I still couldn't eject the tape. Now I was terrified. You don't want this fun to end, do ya, Elmo buddy? No, never. What about you kitties? All at once, there was a sine wave with a scream building up in a black flash. I closed my eyes tight from fear and heard a grotesque scream from the TV, but didn't dare open my eyes. I wasn't gonna be traumatized anytime soon. I kept my eyes closed and walked out of my house by memory until I was outside and heard the whine wave no more. Once I made it to my job, I explained away my absence as to oversleeping and checked my email. I received a new message and found it was from an unknown email. The subject was Kermit Land 2.
No!
I wasn't ready to see what was beyond that either and prepared to delete it, but an error message came up and said that it couldn't be deleted, nor could I exit out of my email. I called for my coworker, who also could not fathom what's going on, but suddenly, the mouse began moving on its own and selected the file to download. I couldn't turn the damn thing off. My coworker left me to get the boss to see if the computer had a virus of some sort. The file proceeded to play. I heard the sine wave resume from part 1, and this time I saw Kermit and Big Bird in the land. Oh.
in the land.
I could barely make out what they were saying. Such a shame Elmo couldn't see it finished. Sure is, Kermit. Had Elmo died? Or was he sick? This all seemed too morbid, but that's because he was in the way. Just like you. Suddenly, there was more screaming. I closed my eyes again and covered my ears. My coworker was in the room again because I heard his shoes. My eyes were forced open, and I saw a hyper-realistic version of Big Bird on fire. The puppet body was charting, and so were the strings. His eyes were swollen and teary as he looked up with sorrow and pleading. All the while he screamed. The strings broke away and sizzled as the person controlling the puppet also began to burn horribly. Cut! This wasn't. Get some water! I was in utter shock. Once I was home, I went on Google and looked up the Sesame Street Wikia. No matter where I looked, I saw no record of anything relating to Kermit Land. So I checked on one of those sketchy internet forums on Reddit. I found the following post below. RadSpike45. I found some kind of lost episode on the web. Do not watch it. Fiddlesticks. Of what? RadSpike45. Sesame Street, but don't look it up. It's satanic, I swear. Fiddlesticks. Like, why? Devil worship or what? Nice try, dude. RadSpike45. No. Around 1965, there were kidnappings surrounding the Muppets and 2 characters from a local hospital. Rumors said they heard whispers come from their TV set, and they decided to watch Sesame Street before their surgeries. The next day, they were nowhere to be seen, and 2 puppets resembling their favorite Muppet characters were there instead. The kids were never heard of again, but strange VHS tapes appeared around the homes of those missing kids. The parents saw the favorite Muppets and heard soft crying from the camera elsewhere. They made theories, but didn't succeed. It was said that it revolves around a supposed amusement park called Kermit Land. This is a trap. Do not watch it. The families disappeared too. Just the third. Ignore. I was in utter shock once again. Further research proved that this indeed happened during 1965, and that the urban legend spawned that the final tape caused something bad to happen. But I didn't believe it one bit. This isn't a real-life creepypasta, it's not! My TV soon turned on by itself, and the remote was missing. Kermit and the other Muppets were torn. Only the charred remains of Big Bird were still standing. If I can't have El Kermit Land, they can't either. But it was in Emlo's voice. His feathers revealed Big Bird was nothing more than a human. A black man. Pat. Big Bird grabbed a scalpel and began to slice its neck like giblets, not even wincing.
Giblets?
I killed those kids and all the Muppets, all for Kermit Land to survive. Now a new Kermit will keep itself busy. Look behind you. Scared shitless, I turned around. Nothing was there but the mirror. The reflection suddenly showed something coming out of my mouth. Elmo. He had disappeared, and now it was back. Let's have fun today! I woke up with a scream. It was all a dream. Until I saw the killer Elmo rushing at my bed with the head of Kermit! That was,
And then it just ends.
Wait, is that just the ending?
That's the ending, yeah. So how do we feel about the story?
I like Kermit.
It was something.
I
find it funny how self-aware it was trying to be throughout the entire thing. Like, I find it funny how frequently I heard the phrase, I was in a creepypasta.
I was in a creepypasta.
Or, I wouldn't be the protagonist of a creepypasta.
That would never happen! Huh, I wouldn't let it.
Like, I find that so funny.
Should we read a Digital Circus creepypasta?
Please?
We keep saying this, but we can never find any.
We need one. Okay, well, there's the Amazing Digital Circus lost episode. Okay, there's one just called the Amazing... Oh, wait. Oh my god, wait, did we find Jax.exe? Wait, hold on. Jax.exe is 2 paragraphs.
Are they good paragraphs?
I mean,
I guess we could read both of them.
Not really? Okay, let me do Jax.exe real quick.
Okay.
Are we all ready? So, guys, you've heard of the Amazing Digital Circus. Well, I have. I had early access to the pilot of the show, and boy, did it take a scary turn. It was named Jax.exe. The pilot mainly consisted of murder, the things I never expected from a show that wasn't even that scary. You guys are probably asking, where's the pilot? The pilot's gone. It's now been taken down by YouTube and was replaced by the pilot we know now. The pilot is gone, but I still have a fond memory of it. It starts like this. The cast reveals itself. Jax wasn't there. Everyone was confused about where Jax could be. I was confused about how they couldn't find him. Like, seriously, Jax was like spying on them and they still couldn't find him. Jax grabbed an axe nearby, and right about everyone else was trying to find Jax, Jax grabbed an axe and ripped one of their head off. Everyone was shocked. Jax smiled. Jax grabbed Ragatha's head. Jax squeezed it until it pops blood everywhere. The cast runs. Kinger and Zooble hide. Jax smiles. Where are you? Zuby panics. Jax smiles as he taps on the shoulder of Zooble. Jax grabs Zooble and rips their head off. Kinger panics and then runs into a nearby room. Jax smiles. Pomni freaks out. Jax extends his arm, catching Kinger. Linger screams and blood-crunching noise can be heard. Jax, after killing them, decides to kill Pomni. Pomni looks at the exit door, opening it. Jax heard Pomni opening the door. Jax runs to Pomni. Pomni sees Jax. Pomni runs. Jax runs to her. Pomni shuts the door. Jax runs to the door, and then the door opens. Jax grabs Pomni. He rips her face off and walks away from her. Gangle notices Jax and hides. Jax taps on her. Jax takes her off of her body, and then tears her eyes out and walks away from her body. Jax smiles. Kane looks at Jax. Jax smiles and punches Kane. Jax stabs Kane with a glitched fist, and Kane glitches out of the place. Jax smiles. That's all I remember. It was disgusted. I'm not sure why Glitch wants everyone to forget about it. Really weird. I heard rumors of multiple Glitch staff members on the floor with scratch marks on their face, and then they were dead.
No.
Bleeding. Maybe Jax caused this, but one thing is for certain, it was disturbing. I'm glad they scrapped this vision because it was gory.
This works.
So that was Jax.exe.
I really liked that one.
That was basically just Jax kills everyone power fantasy. Like,
No, it was a lost episode. You were a fake Digital Circus fan.
It was real.
oh my bad.
They unlisted it.
It was real. It happened. They unlisted it.
Shall we read Pomni tunes now?
Pomni tunes.
tunes.
Pomni tunes. Pomni tunes. Pomni tunes.
Am I reading Pomni tunes?
Yeah, if you want. You just love Pomni, so.
Let me drink water real quick. Dude, I want Vimto. Okay. Are we ready, gang?
I'm excited.
I'm ready.
YouTube Kids is a double-edged sword. On one hand, your kid can watch family-friendly content like cartoon clips, but on the other hand, they can see content that is not appropriate for them at all. I was babysitting my neighbor's kid. I don't want to actually reveal his actual name, so we'll just call him Kevin. Kevin was really into YouTube Kids. He mostly watched a lot of content focused on FNAF, Minecraft, Pokemon, and this one internet show called The Amazing Digital Circus.
Oh,
I usually don't mind him being on the app, though, until one Sunday evening, I decided to check his watch history out of curiosity, to see if what he was watching was age appropriate. I found one video in particular called The Amazing Digital Circus versus Skibidi Toilet and Grimace Shake Funny Videos for Kids by a channel called Pomni Tunes. The video starts off with your usual run-of-the-mill YouTube Kids cartoon, poorly made 2D animations depicting characters from the Amazing Digital Circus getting into strange, unusual situations that would never happen in the actual series. These scenarios usually involved other characters often used in content farm videos, like Ban Ban and Huggy Wuggy. These animations were around 7 to 10 minutes long, and were all compiled together into 1 hour-long video. To most, this wouldn't warrant any further investigation, but it was the thumbnail that made me curious. It was Pomni standing in a black void with a spotlight on her. Her colors looked desaturated. She was staring toward the ground, her face shrouded in shadow. This made me think it was potentially some sort of Elsagate video, and I started panicking that maybe Kevin had seen something he shouldn't have. That was the reason I decided to watch it, to make sure it wasn't anything inappropriate. And for the majority of the video, it was perfectly kid-friendly. No violence, no swearing, no weird fetish content, just regular YouTube Kids animations. That is, until the end of the video. It opened with a shot of the outside of the circus, before zooming in and cutting to show the interior. All the characters were standing around in a group with Kane floating in front of them. Welcome! I've gathered you all here today to announce my newest adventure. Today, you'll all be fighting my army of Skibidi Toilets. Whoever kills the most will win a lifetime supply of Grimace Shakes.
shit, I want.
Kane said.
Oh. I want a lifetime supply of Grimace Shakes.
Kane said. His voice was an AI text-to-speech made to sound like him. And for the first couple of videos I watched, I genuinely thought they had gotten the original voice actors to reprise the roles as the characters. Once Kane had explained his adventure, all of the characters began mindlessly cheering and babbling about how much they wanted to try the Grimace Shake, all except for Pomni, who was staring blankly off into the distance. At first, I thought that this was some sort of animation error. It wouldn't surprise me considering how low effort the animation looked, but then it cut to show Pomni's point of view, revealing she was seeing something the rest of the cast wasn't. A large red door labeled exit in bold white letters. At first, Pomni hesitated, but after a brief moment, she began walking away from the rest of the characters and toward the door. The obnoxiously cheerful background music quietly faded the further Pomni moved away. Pomni walks through the exit door, ending up in an abandoned office building setting that looked like it was made in Blender. She walks through the long, endless corridors. The music and bright colors are now completely gone, the only sound being the ambient buzz of the lights overhead and the faint ticking of a clock. Another noticeable change was the improvement in the quality of the animation, with Pomni no longer just having flat colors, light now actually realistically reflected off of her, and she walked much more naturally than before, almost as though it had been rotoscoped. At this point, I was taken completely off guard by this jump in quality. I got so used to staring at the choppy, stilted animation that the sight of the actual effort being put in came as a shock to me. I was now fully invested in what I was watching, and I knew the video I'd stumbled upon wasn't like most of its kind. This went a lot deeper than just animated brain rot made for a quick profit. As Pomni traversed the seemingly endless maze of rooms, I began to notice a pattern. In every room she passed through, there was a framed photo of the wall of a man and his wife. As Pomni moved further and further into the building, the photos seemed to show a passing of time, with each photo being more and more recent. After Pomni had gone through about 14 different rooms, his wife was wheelchair bound. After 26 different rooms, she was bed bound. And after 33 rooms, she was no longer in the photos at all. It was just the man now, with a much more glum expression than before. At this point, Pomni began breathing heavily as she started to run through the office building, attempting to find a way out. And eventually, she did. As she opened the final door frantically, she was met with someone's real apartment. Not a 3D space made in Blender, but an actual live-action apartment. To the right, sitting on the couch, was the man from the photos. In front of him was a coffee table with 3 things on it: an empty beer bottle, an ashtray full of used cigarettes, and a worn-out drawing tablet. The man turned to look at Pomni, but he seemed unfazed by her presence. "Oh, it's you. Not often I get visitors these days," he said, before slouching back down into his original position. Who are you?" Pomni asked, leaving the doorway and stepping into the apartment. "My name's Nassim. I'm the one behind all of this, as much as I hate to admit it," he said, seemingly almost embarrassed with himself. "But that's impossible. Kane runs the amazing digital circus," she said, raising an eyebrow in confusion. "Which one's Kane again? Is he the rabbit or the set of teeth? I'm not too good at remembering the names of you guys, but I don't really need to be. As long as I just keep doing what I do, they'll still carry on watching," he said, with a hint of hopelessness in his voice. Who's they?" Pomni asked, slowly walking closer to Nassim. "Children. Kids don't care about clever writing or an actual plot, as long as their favorite characters are involved. And that's where I come in. I just animate overstimulating garbage and upload it to YouTube. And that's been my only source of income for nearly a year. It's the only job I can hold down ever since I lost her."
No,
His voice
Pomni.
began to get shaky as he covered his face with his hands. "You mean the woman in the pictures?" Pomni asked remorsefully, now standing right beside him. He nodded his head while still cupping his face with his hands. "Ever since she died, I've been on a downward spiral. I've applied for 6 jobs in the past 2 months, and I've been fired from all of them before I could even get my first paycheck. Drawing and animation have been my only source of joy, so I assumed making a career from that would help me both mentally and financially. But all it's done is make my life even more miserable. I don't enjoy making any of this. I just do it out of necessity. If I didn't, I'd be thrown out in the street. It's the only way I can keep the lights on," he said after finishing his sentence. So that's what I am? That's what all my friends are?" Pomni asked, a look of disbelief forming on her face. "Unfortunately, yes. I'm sorry you had to be the one to hear this, kiddo, but life is cruel. There's no denying it. At least your world is bright and colorful. Mine's a desaturated nightmare, full of loss and despair," he said, not daring to make eye contact with Pomni after what he had said. The two just sat in the apartment in awkward silence for a while after that. The silence only broken when Pomni quietly began sobbing, covering her face with her hands and leaning on the arm of the couch for support. The scene stayed like this for about 15 seconds before Kane poofed into the room with a cloud of cartoon smoke. "Oh, there you are, Pomni," he said, before yanking Pomni by the arm and disappearing with her. The scene then stayed on Nassim, sitting motionlessly on the couch, before he too began to cry. The scene abruptly cut back to the digital circus, with Kane reappearing with Pomni. Everyone else was huddled around in a circle, sipping Grimace shakes and reminiscing about the day that they'd had.
Yes, sipping
Pomni just
Grimace
stood there,
shakes.
not saying anything. Black mascara running down her face from her crying, her whole body shaking slightly. Kane floated down to Pomni with an obnoxiously happy expression. "Wow, Pomni, you should have seen the crazy adventure we had. We did try looking for you, but you're just too darn good at hiding. Anyways, Ragatha won the supply of Grimace shakes and decided to share with everyone. You want one?" Kane said, pulling the purple milkshake out from behind his back and offering it to Pomni. Pomni didn't respond and remained motionless, before letting out a chuckle. This chuckle slowly grew louder and louder, to the point where she was laughing maniacally. Okay.
Maniacally.
I couldn't even tell if it was the AI voice, or if they'd actually gotten a real woman to laugh like that. The laughing became more intense, and black, glitchy patches with eyes began forming on Pomni's body as she began to abstract. Kane continued to stare at her with a cheerful expression, seemingly not processing what was happening. Just before the black substance covered Pomni's body, the video cut to black, followed by cheerful, royalty-free music playing over the screen. The text, "Like and subscribe," appeared in bold letters, resembling the font from the Amazing Digital Circus title. After the video ended, my mind was racing. I could barely process what I had just watched, and I desperately wanted answers. I tried bringing it up to Kevin, asking about that specific video in his watch history, but when I brought it up to him, he just said he stopped watching a quarter of the way through since the rest of the videos in the compilation were ones he had already seen. As for the Pomni Tunes channel, I've had no luck trying to find the original channel. It's as if the owner of the channel completely wiped themselves from the internet. I genuinely am concerned for this guy though, and I hope that he gets the help he needs.
Jesus,
Oh,
I feel like
man.
that was more of an event than the catnap one.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that one. Why was there just like what felt like an actual cry for help in the middle of the fucking
I
story?
don't know.
Yeah, that's not even an event. That's a cry for fucking help.
This entire story has not felt like a creepypasta. It's
Yeah.
felt like we've been reading like a vent post. I'm just sitting here like, bro, are you okay?
I do have something that I do kind of want to tell the audience about. So it has to do with Sonic.exe. Everybody here probably remembers the original story. It's not something that I feel we need to retread because I think everybody has at least heard a reading of it one time. The guy finds Spooky Disc, he plays the spooky game, and then there's a Sonic plushie with bloody eyes behind him. What people don't know, and something that was lost for for over a decade actually, was the sequel to this story. The story of Sonic.exe 2 comes from JC the Hyena, who's a fucking terrible person, by the way, uploaded a sequel story to Sonic.exe onto the Creepypasta wiki, even after the original one got taken down and was moved to the Trollpasta wiki. But the thing is, the Creepypasta wiki upload was the only archive. When it moved to the Trollpasta wiki, it was lost for almost a decade. Nobody could find this original story. It took a lot of community hunting. I believe it was the new owner of Sonic.exe, Joe Doughboy, finally found the story about a year ago and uploaded a full narration of it. I wanted to read it here today because I feel like this is something that many people do not know exists, and I think it is really, really fucking funny. It is just as poorly written as the original, if not worse. And I want to get you all caught up to date with what is technically official Sonic.exe lore.
Oh, good lord.
Why is Silver here?
We'll get to it.
The hedgehog?
Why is
Alright.
the art so good?
This is all Joe Doughboy stuff.
Oh, so they added the art?
Yeah, they added the art. The art was
Oh, okay.
made by the new creator of Sonic.exe.
Why did
after
they
JC
make-
left? Because JC is the one that drew like the cover that you can see here.
Yeah, why did they add the good? Why did they make like genuine art for something so shitty?
I'm assuming that these illustrations were done for the YouTube upload, and then people onto the wiki added them for their context. So, with that, do you guys want to read Sonic.exe 2?
Well, of course.
Absolutely.
The Tale. Okay, allow me to introduce myself before I go blabbing away. My name is Crystal. I live with my mom and dad, and I'm a serious Sonic the Hedgehog fan. All my friends are too. We kind of formed a club. Anyway, I want to get this out of the way before something happens. I just got back from a friend's funeral. His name was Tom. Pretty sad when he died, but a little confused too. The police reported that he committed suicide. About Tom. Tom was the original protagonist of Sonic.exe, if you remember.
I did not remember that.
No, I don't
know
think most
that.
people remember that. I gotta say, I was weirded out at first. Kyle disappears and now Tom goes and kills himself. I found that really odd, so I went to Tom's house to talk about it with his dad, who was clearly shaken by the whole ordeal at first, but calmed himself down afterwards and told me that he was giving away his son's things to help take his mind off him. So I looked through Tom's stuff, and I found something that really caught my eye. A CD case for computers. On the CDR disc was a black marker spelling Sonic.exe. Now, as a big Sonic fan, I was pretty curious about it. So I asked Tom's dad if I could have it. He said yes, but not before looking unsure when I showed it to him. So I went to go take it home. I looked at the disc for a while. It certainly looked like an ordinary CD game disc, kind of wondering if it had a game that Tom made on it. I laughed at the idea because, sure, he likes video games as much as I do, but I wouldn't say he was good at making his own games. So I went and popped the game into my computer, installed it and stuff, and started it. And to much of my surprise and pleasure, the opening title sequence of the first Sonic the Hedgehog game appeared on my screen. I was like, oh yeah, I love this game, and pressed start right away.
I was like, oh yeah, I love this game.
Ah, yeah! I love this game!
All right.
I thought I saw the screen change before it went to black, but I didn't have enough time to notice it. I looked like it's Sonic smiling with black and red dotted eyes and crying blood. Boy, I do hate that image to this day. Anyway, when the main menu popped up, I was a little weirded out, and here's why. It didn't look like any Sonic main menu I've ever seen. It looked like the file select for Sonic 3, except there were only 5 save files. The background looked like a sky of a Twilight Realm zone from Zelda, only in very good 16-bit pixelated form. The music that was playing sounded ominous for some reason. It sounded like the final day from Majora's Mask. Each file also had a Sonic character on it, none of which I really expected to play as. The order was the following: Silver, Blaze, Sally, Mighty, and Amy. I was certain that this was a hacked game, but I shrugged it off and continued playing. I tried to pick Sally because she's my favorite character,
Why?
but the game wouldn't... I don't know. Do you think JC the Hyena is the owner of the Sally doll of the human bones?
They're not.
I don't want to think about that.
But the game wouldn't let me for some reason. I tried picking Blaze, Mighty, and Amy next, and it also didn't work. It was then I realized I had to play all the characters in order, starting with Silver, so I went ahead and selected him. When the screen faded to black, I heard Kefka's laugh, except it sounded a little distorted. The screen remained black for about, I don't know, 7 to 10 seconds. Anyway, the black screen then changed to a red static in a split second, and then it showed me the level title screen, which oddly read, Trapped. Okay, at this point I was weirded out, but I did my best to shake the feeling off. The level I was in looked a lot like Green Hillstone, but the environment looked dark, decrepit, haunting even. The music that was playing sounded like a haunted house theme from Super Mario World, except it was in reverse and a little slow. That's what really creeped me out was Silver. The idle animation he was making looked as if he was trying to hide his fear. I felt concerned for Silver. I had Silver running for like 30 seconds in the level. There were no enemies, no obstacles. I was a little confused, but if not, more bored of the game. But then what I think was a cutscene began, where Silver stopped running, and I saw why. On the other side of the screen, a few feet away from Sonic, was a who had black eyes and small red dots, staring at Silver, who was clearly frightened at the sight of the blue hedgehog for some reason. I wonder why. The music was no longer playing and everything was now quiet. The red static flickered and then it showed a black screen, this time with a message. I'm so glad that I'm playing with you. I was a little creeped out at that, and the red static brought back the game, and this time Sonic is smiling at Silver, who is scared and tears are running down his face, while blood was running down Sonic's. Red static again, and this time the message, how about I give you a head start? At this point, I was starting to freak out a bit. Did Sonic say that? If so, what did he mean by head start? Anyway, the red static brought the game. Sonic did a little odd animation that looked like he was stepping aside and let Silver continue on with the level, still smiling. Silver, to my shock, broke the fourth wall at me and acting like he doesn't want to continue on the level. I was like, what the?
I like how
At
often
this point,
I was like.
I know, I like it a lot too. That's a JC the Hyena mannerism. He does this in like all of his stories.
Good.
At this point, I was creeped out, but I tried to shake it off and had Silver go past Sonic to continue onward. After a minute or two, I heard that distorted Kefka laugh again, and then the music started playing some freaky high-pitched tone. And then I saw Sonic actually flying after Silver. I started to freak out, and I did not leave the button on the keyboard. That had Silver running still. Sonic was gaining up on Silver, and I was just panicking. He had the most deranged smile on his face, as if he was intent on killing Silver. When he finally caught Silver, the screen went black, and there was this loud screeching noise that lasted a good 4 seconds. My jaw dropped as another message popped up. Don't really have anything against Silver, except for how dumb he is. Wanna try again? Then that Kefka laugh. I couldn't believe this just happened. I had thoughts about Sonic killing Silver, but I didn't want to believe those thoughts. I couldn't. Yeah, it looked bad. I didn't even think the game was a hacked game anymore. It looked too messed up for anyone to make. I knew something was up. Something sinister. So anyway, I got booted back to the main menu. Silver was no longer in the save file, and when I looked at the TV screen on the file, I saw why. Silver and the screen flickering red static, and he was in a real sorry state. His fur darkened, his eyes were black and bleeding, his face looked cracked. It was like it was going to fall apart at any second, and he had quite an upsetting expression on his face. It looked like he wanted to die, but he can't. Man, did I feel a knot in my gut when I saw Silver like that. I rubbed any tears out of my eyes after that and tried to continue with the game. So I went and picked Blaze next. The Kefka laugh came again, started to annoy me at this point. As the screen faded black, the level title this time was called Empty. When the level started up, I saw that it looked like Casino Night Zone, except it looked hellish, like an evil Casino Night Zone. And the music that was playing was odd. It sounded like a really low beeping sound that goes off every 10 seconds. Blaze was doing an animation as if she had no idea what was going on. She too broke the fourth wall, looking like she wasn't sure that she wanted to continue. I was starting to feel the same thing she was, and I didn't like it. I had to continue. As I had Blaze trek through the creepy casino area, I noticed that it also had a macabre theme park style to it. Kind of like a Joker's Funland in Arkham City. Good game, by the way.
What?
Oh my god.
This is like the worst example of like opinion interjection.
Literally the shit I was talking about before.
Except anything that was meant to have a clown face to it instead had a seriously messed up version of Sonic with it, again with black eyes with red dots and a huge fanged grin on his face. I was seriously creeped out now, but at least the level acted more like an actual level, albeit with a lack of enemies. Blaze still looked creeped, and I couldn't blame her. After going around in platforms, elevators, traps, and other stuff, Blaze started running on flat road. The music had stopped playing. It was then I started a really ugly pang of suspense growing in my throat. But Blaze clearly looked nervous too. And then suddenly Blaze tripped, and that godforsaken laugh came again, and Sonic appeared in a puff of black pixelated smoke, grinning and crying blood again, looking at Blaze, who looked just plain mortified. The black screen popped up again with another message. I don't know if you're clumsy or just being stupid. Maybe both. And then that laugh again. I was like, WTF? Did the game just insult me? The black screen changed back to the game again. Blaze is in what appears to be a mirror room, and Sonic is nowhere to be found, and some freaky music like an 8-bit piano began frantically playing. What was this? A boss fight? No, I don't feel like it. In fact, it didn't even have this game had any boss battles at all. Anyways, Sonic appeared in one of the mirrors smiling. So I had Blaze destroy the mirror, but all I got out of it was that wretched Kefka laughing. Then Sonic appeared in the other mirror, smiling like a goddamn Joker. I had Blaze destroy that too. Ended up hearing the laugh again. Sonic was practically driving me nuts by pissing me off. Yes, I said Sonic was driving me nuts.
Bro,
I already started thinking that Sonic was doing all this.
Bro, if I could just interject for a moment.
Absolutely.
I love how at no point during the story so far has the protagonist in any way sounded afraid. They have just sounded pissed this entire time.
Oh man, it sucks that Blaze is about to die. Oh man.
Oh, what? WTF? Blaze is about to die.
This person is not even remotely scared of X. They're like, man, this stupid fucking hedgehog keeps talking shit to me and killing characters I like. Stupid fucking piece of shit.
I'd be
I
mad
like
too.
Blaze more than you. She has more powers than you.
You just don't understand JC's masterful writing style. I kept destroying mirrors that had Sonic in them, but I end up just destroying mirrors and hearing that freaking annoying laugh for who knows how long. I was both irritated and terrified at the same time, to say the least. I think you just are irritated. Suddenly, Blaze fell to the floor tired. This had to be because a cutscene, because no matter which button I pressed, nothing happened. Anyway, Sonic reappeared the same time he did earlier, and Blaze looked at him, looking exhausted and rather scared. I too was looking at Sonic with fear and spite. Don't get me wrong, I still like Sonic, but this isn't the Sonic I know. No, this guy.
That's it? That's the sentence?
Anyway, the screen went to static again, and then came another message. I never get tired of doing what I do best. The screen went back, and this time, Sonic's gone again. Blaze was alone. Suddenly, glass shards made Blaze floating midair, and then fly around her in a circle. Static again. And then, in fact, wanna know something hilarious? Blaze looked at the shards in fear. Then the shards came from a huge mouth-like grin opening wide, with Blaze breaking the fourth wall in the circle looking dumbfounded. It actually keeps me up at night doing what I do best. The glass shards flew into Blaze. As they did, the screen went black with a loud screeching noise. This one was much louder. I had to plug my ears in pain from it. The screeching stopped just when it started, and I was boosted back to the main menu again. Blaze was just like Silver. She was no longer in her save file. Instead, she was in the TV screen in the file, and she was too was in such a tormented state. Her fur had darkened and it was messy. Her eyes were also black and bleeding, but the most ugly feature was the fact that she had been grotesquely disfigured from shards of glass earlier. She had cuts and wounds that were so bad you could see the meat and blood and bone inside of her, and she had such a dead-like expression. I almost had the urge to vomit at the sight of Blaze. It was more than I could bear.
What the fuck is with these people and almost puking over video games?
I don't know.
I don't think I've ever seen a piece of horror that has made me throw up. I haven't even seen like disturbing like real shit that makes me throw up. I'm just like, ew, and then look away and do something else. Like
these people are reacting to this shit as if they're seeing like actual gore of a person IRL and not just like gory Blaze the cat in a Sonic game.
Hey, Blaze is scary.
I'm gonna
Blaze has
throw
more
up.
powers than me. I tried to forget about Blaze and selected Sally. I was thankful I was selecting her next. She was my favorite Sonic character, and I was hoping that Sonic wasn't going to do anything to her. When I selected Sally, the screen, no space, changed to red static instead of it going black. It actually made me jump. I'm gonna go easy on this one, you lucky dog. And then that horrid laugh.
Okay.
What did Sonic mean by going easy? I figured he liked Sally, but something was definitely not right. The level was called Madness. For some reason, I thought that was fitting. When the level started, I saw Sally was in what should have been like a hallway, but instead it was one that looked torn, twisted, and suspended in some chaotic space. It was as if she just walked right into hell itself, or at least it looked like it anyway. There was no music playing, which added to the creepiness. I honestly didn't even know what to do here, but I heard Sally running. I didn't want to continue playing, but something was practically forcing me to do so. I had Sally jump on platforms and stuff. This level was just messed up, and Sally just had this perplexed expression. I was just creeped out and worried about what might happen to Sally, but I still kept her going. I was more worried by the increasing lack of enemies in this game. It's trying to tell me that the only bad guy in it was Sonic, because so far he's done something rather messed up to the playable characters and psychologically mess with my head. Why? I don't know. Maybe he's just some kind of demon haunting the game or something. I don't know. And I don't care because he's driving me nuts and I'm sick of it. Ugh. Anyway, I had Sally continue hopping across platforms in a chaotic space, but then I accidentally had her jump into a large empty area that had her falling into the abyss. I dropped my jaw in shock and disbelief. When she landed onto the bottom of the screen went to red static yet again, and I almost jumped out of my seat. Then came yet another message. You look a bit run down. Why don't we take a little break while you still can? And I was like, WTF? Did the game just tell me to take a break from it? Anyway, I did what it told me to and turned off the computer and went to go have lunch. After I had lunch, I came back to my computer and saw that a chat popped up. What freaked me out more was that the chat invite came from Sally. Here's how it went.
Came from Sally.
Sally, hi. Me. Hi? Sally, I'm sorry for what Sonic's doing. Me, what? Sally, he's a really nice guy. Me, if he's nice, he's got a very funny way of showing it. Sally, he needs your help. Me, my help? Sally, he wants out. Me, out? What do you mean? Sally, play the game a bit more and I'll explain. After that, Sally left the chat. I was just so confused at the whole thing. What did she mean by Sonic wanting out? Anyway, I went back to the game and just moved on to the next level, which read, out. Sally was now in black nothingness, with what appeared to be white pixels, and they're forming the only music that played was faint pixelated sound that wasn't really noticeable. The level was creepy in a sense that I didn't even know, but I pressed on. I had Sally continue through this bizarre level. After at least 3 to 4 minutes of traveling the weird level, Sonic appeared out of nowhere and came to the message, "Figured out yet?" And then came that monstrous laugh. I was brought back to the main menu and I saw Sally's image on the file. Sally wasn't as bad as Silver or Blaze, but she was still unpleasant to look at. She had her eyes sewn shut and our bleeding fur, and her fur had darkened a bit, and she had a wide deranged smile that looked like she had several rows of fangs like a shark. I was very creeped out at her image, but curious too. She seemed very cheerful at her predicament, while the others looked miserable. It was weird. Anyway, another chat popped up. Here's the conversation. Sally, how do I look? Me, what? Sally, I said, how do I look? Me, you look like you're in a lot of pain. Sally, it's not the worst he's done. You should see Tails. Me, what's his beef? Why is Sonic doing this? Sally, he's bored. He's been stuck in this game for so long. Me, it shouldn't be out of boredom that you should hurt someone. Sally, he said he'll stop hurting people if you let him out. Me, like I'm really supposed to believe that? Sally, would you rather he keep hurting you? Me, he hasn't done anything with me. Sally, not yet. Me, what? Sally, you better decide soon. He's waiting. After that, she closed the chat. I had no idea what she meant, and frankly, I didn't care, because I brushed off her threats and took a break from the game. Bad mistake, obviously, because I had a bad dream later. In the dream, I was strapped to a chair, and I felt a painful numbness in my hand. I could see Sonic with his blackened and bleeding eyes wide, mad grin, doing something to my head. He laughed. His laugh sounded just like he did in the game, only more realistic and distorted. You really ought to decide on helping me soon, Crystal. The sound of a drill going off can be heard, because I tend to get in people's heads when I get impatient. Sonic came in front of me and pulled a large mirror in front of me, and what I saw made me gag. Sonic had lobotomized me. He had cut the top of my skull off and he had drilled into my brain.
That's not a lobotomy!
No, you don't understand. It is.
He then dug his hand into my head and started pulling my brain, looking at me with this horrid grin. Don't keep me waiting. It was then he tore my brain out and I woke up in a cold, frightened sweat. Was that real? Was Sonic really threatening me to do what he said? It obviously did, because I ran to my computer just in time to see Sally opening up another chat. Sally, hi. Me, okay, what the hell is going on? Your boyfriend just scared the crap out of me. Sally, yeah, he does that sometimes. I told you he hates waiting. Me, don't give me that crap. Your boyfriend is evil. Sally, he's not evil. He's just bored. He wants out. Me, you gotta keep telling me he wants to get out of the game, but how am I supposed to get a video game character out of a little game disc? Sally, it can be done. If you can get him out of the game, you can get out. Me, are you suggesting that I should be a hacker? Sally, I don't know. Seems like an easier way to do it. Me, forget it. I'm no hacker. I don't even know how this game was made. Sally, would you rather end up like your friends Tom and Kyle? Me, wait, what? What did you just say? Sally, just find a way to get him out and he'll leave you alone. Simple as that. Me, no, wait, what do you know about Tom and Kyle? What did Sonic do to him?
What an asshole.
Sally has closed the chat after that.
Why does Sally not give a shit?
Yeah, like, what the fuck is this?
Sally
Keep
don't give
working
a
with
fuck.
What the hell did she mean? How did she know that about Tom and Kyle? Was the game the reason for Kyle's disappearance? And the reason behind Tom's death? Did Sonic really suck them into the game with him? And for what? Because he was bored and wants to be let out? I didn't know what to do. But I couldn't take it anymore. I had to do what he said. And I did it for 3 reasons. 1, I wanted to know what he did to my friends. 2, I wanted him to stop this. And 3, I wanted to figure out how to hack him out of a game soon. Luckily, my dad has a friend who specialized in computers, so he gave me the stuff I needed to hack the crazed game. So I plugged the CD into the device, and I plugged the device to my hard drive, which connected the information of the game into the net for me. At least that's how it was supposed to go. Anyway, after a while, I did a few stuff on the computer and the game. I'm not going to get into detail on how I hacked the game. And eventually, after like an hour or so, I managed to hack the game's information into the net. I managed to get Sonic out of the game into the internet. That's what he meant. The only way he could be free is if I released him into the net. Why the fuck did I do that? The next day, after I hacked the game, I started to get a weird feeling in my house, like some evil presence was festering everywhere. I discarded this feeling as a random feeling. The nightmares worsened. Sonic was laughing. I went to the chat and I crawled Sally.
Okay, so this guy's just in contact with Sally Acorn of Sonic Archie fame?
Yes.
Like, they can just talk whenever they want?
I like how it's not even like an explained to be like a supernatural thing. Bro is just getting like an actual conversation with Princess Sally Acorn and does not give a shit.
Like, he just doesn't give a shit. Princess Sally Acorn of Sally. No, I don't like that one.
No one likes that one. Me, Sally? Sally. Oh, hi. Me, Sally. What the hell is going on? Sally. What do you mean? Me. You said that if I let Sonic out, he'll leave me alone. Sally. I did. Me. But now I feel like he's everywhere in my house. I haven't left my room for hours. Sally. I said he'll leave you alone. I didn't say he'll leave you alone alive. My jaw dropped at what he just said.
I never said he'll leave you alone alive. Shut the
That
fuck
doesn't
up.
mean anything.
Shut the actual fuck up. That is not real
keep
dialogue.
Keep reading, you can start. Keep reading. Keep reading.
Sally, are you shocked? Me, you. Yes, I'm shocked. Sally, good. Me, why did you lie to me, you bitch? Sally, Sonic asked me to. Me, you said he was bored. Sally, I did, and he was. He was bored of dragging people into here all the time without actually doing anything. Me, here, you mean the game? Sally, yes, you let him into the internet. Now he's everywhere and can do anything he wants. Me, what? Sally, ha ha ha. You didn't think the game is his prison, did you? No, it's his home, and now it's everywhere, meaning he can be everywhere too. It's your prison. It's the prison of all those who's met my master. Me, even Tom and Kyle? Sally, yep, and you soon are gonna join them, because Sonic is free, and the world will become his. Me, you... Sally, I was a prisoner too, but Sonic's kind to me. He'll introduce me to all kinds of pleasures for helping him plan his freedom. Me, Sally, are you scared? Me, ... Sally, if you are, good. Sonic prefers his toys to be scared. He'll see you in hell. Ha ha ha. ...
Oh
The
my
computer
God.
turned itself off after that. I couldn't believe it. Sonic is a demon that can control the reality in the game, and now can control the reality in this world. I have been tricked by my own favorite character to let the embodiment of evil itself loose into the world. He will invade your computer now and drag you into this nightmare realm, which is spewing out of control into our world. Sonic is the devil himself, and Sally is just another pawn in his horrid game. Sonic is now everywhere. He could be everywhere in my house. Even as I'm typing this right now, I fear Sonic would come to get me at any moment. Now that he's free, and he's ready to take on our world, I can feel him breathing down my neck. I know he's right behind me. Anyone who's reading this, run! Just fucking run! Sonic's coming to get you! He's coming to get all of us! Run! Just run! Sonic's coming! Sonic is the devil, the very embodiment of evil. He's going to get you! He will not stop! Run, 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 run! And then there's an audio file attached. You want to play that audio file?
Hello, everyone.
Is
That's
the audio
Sonic!
file gonna be whoop, 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 Sonic!
If you want to play with me, Look for my plush doll.
Oh no!
You'll know what to do afterwards.
I'm scared.
Wait,
Collect my plush doll.
So, what do we rate that out of 10? I think that was a really engaging and good story.
That was a 10, dude.
Sally is a bitch.
Fuck
That is
Sally.
genuinely one of the worst creepypastas
I
I've
don't.
ever
I'm
heard.
so
I'm really
offended by how
entertained by-
good the art is.
So, this guy's just well, no, the art was made like 10 years later.
I know, but
It's
I'm
fine.
offended by the fact that you would make the good art for this.
I'm really entertained by the fact that this person's a Sonic fan, and they're not fazed at all by why Silver, Blaze, and Sally are in the classic games and have 2D sprites,
Well, because Sally is their favorite.
and Sally's talking to them.
I like how we just didn't see Amy do fucking anything, or Mighty.
I like how in typical like creepypasta game fashion, at no point did it ever establish that the main character couldn't just turn the game off and walk away from their computer. Like for some reason they were just locked in a chat room talking to Sally Acorn.
He tried
Sorry?
going away from his computer, and then he had the dream about the drill and the lobotomy.
Okay.
Ah.
So he had a
I got the
weird
yawns.
dream. Why would he care?
He was so scared.
I need to get groceries soon,
Did you-
so I feel like maybe that is a good place to end it off for this stream, maybe? Question mark?
Yeah.
I
You know,
agree.
honestly, yeah, I think that's a good
Flowers.
stopping point.
And I don't think we're gonna get much better than that. I'm always down to do another one of these. I love Sonic.exe. I want to have that thing where it's just Austin trying to convince other people that Sonic.exe is cool.
Shall we give an outro?
Can I show them the BFDI video?
Oh my god, we were supposed to open with this. Watch this
Everyone
right now.
watch this shit.
Is there no volume?
No, there is.
Don't worry.
Doodle.
You just gotta wait. You just gotta
You're
wait
not
a bit.
ready for what's about to happen.
Okay.
So it's a little bit of a, you know, it takes a bit.
It's a slow burn. It's spine tingling.
Whoa.
You're not ready.
You made Woody and Coney fall on the high place. It is a serious crime to pirate a BFDI DVD according to
Chances
the copyright
5.
law. For more information, please visit jackandjellyfeed.com/BFDI or call 911. Turn off the DVD player.
This person has 36,000 subscribers.
You know,
Criminals
you're
are
right.
prohibited
Sorry.
in this
oh my God.
BFDI DVD.
You
It is
only
a
have 4
serious
chances.
crime to pirate BFDI
Found out about the
DVDs
stream recently,
according
but
to
I
the
enjoyed my
copyright
time.
law.
It's good to see you.
Please
Okay.
visit
Yeah, no, we'll make like an edited version of
jackandjellyfeed.com/BFDI
it, so
or call
you can see the
911 for
stuff
more
we
info.
read
Please
beforehand.
eject disc.
Don't worry.
I'm really scared right now. What do I do?
Piracy is not an object show. It is a serious crime
This
to
is our
pirate
third
a
one.
BFDI DVD according to the copyright law.
Oh, we have 3 more
For
chances.
information, please visit jackandjellyfeed.com/BFDI or call 911. Turn
Guys,
off the disc player
I'm gonna pirate
now.
it 4 more times.
No.
No!
I'm going again.
Piracy is not voting or winning. It is a
Oh, we
serious
have movement
crime
now.
to pirate a BFDI DVD.
It's getting more
according to the
urgent.
copyright law. For more information,
Guys, I think I want to
please
pirate it 3 more times.
jackandjellyfeed.com.
Stop!
Call 911. Please
Just
eject
call
this
911.
now.
Oh shit, we're gonna only have 1 chance left.
This is your last chance. It is a serious crime to pirate a BFDI DVD according to the copyright law. For more information, please visit jackandjellyfeed.com/BFDI or call
Just
911.
struggling to get the
If you
words
don't
out.
turn off in 10 seconds, there will be a job scare!
Just wait till the jump scare happens.
Are they Foxy? Dude, they're all here.
Oh, they were withered.
Bye.
That's it.
Please tell me that this was sincere.
Yes. This person has 36,000. They're still going. Numbers 1 to
How did they get 36,000?
Because I subscribed, clearly.
Every single number that shows up on that is a subscriber that's added.
Okay. Well, I think that's a that's a good note to leave it off
Zachary,
on.
Sorry, I just went nonverbal because I was shaking and crying.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's okay.
It was
I'll
really
protect you.
scary. I was expecting one jump scare and there was like 5
like
of whatever
50
those
of
were.
them.
No, dude, there was so many, and then they got withered, and it was even more
Oh,
scary.
look at Markiplier.
Like I
He's
just
scared.
wasn't expecting that many jump
Yeah,
scares. Okay?
Markiplier
Look
is
at
fucking
Markiplier.
terrified.
Markiplier's really
I feel like he's been in the same he's been making the same face for like 2 hours. Is he okay?
He's just
That's how
really
scared he is.
startled.
Wait, Tracy said YouTube 5 Network. Look, look at his banner.
Wait,
YouTube 5 Network.
YouTube
Thank you,
5
Tracy.
Network.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm tired. I want to get groceries so I can make a sandwich tomorrow. I'm gonna put mozzarella cheese and tomatoes and basil on it and put it on a baguette. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty good. And I will put some balsamic vinegar on that shit. And if I'm
I
lucky
was
for
worried about
dinner
that.
tonight, I can get some baba ganoush and some Vimto.
And some Vimto.
Yeah.
The
wow.
Vimto is like a needed part of it.
I really want to know what it
Better
was. It
open-
was good?
Austin, did you have your baba ganoush?
I did have my baba ganoush. in
Was
my
it good?
Vimto.
Was
I have
it
another
good?
Vimto sitting right here. I'm gonna save it for later.
Wait, do you want Mr. Beast
Wait.
burger?
Fuck you.
You want some
Wait,
Mr.
Quinn, what if you got Austin 5 Vimtos so he could be like Badland Chugs with his Vimtos?
You put in the boot. Well, bye guys. Make sure to support your local
Bye,
Mr.
guys.
Beast burger.
Make sure to pick up your local Vimtos. Bye bye.
Then I will provide to the power of Friday Night Funkin', so that
Stop following me!